And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another week, another edition of the PiGosaur Cup. PiGosaur Cup number 57, your weekly dose of PiGosaur Cup action. I'm, of course, your side VIP with you, joined by these amazing players, by the people in chats, and by my plushies as well. Welcome, welcome, one and all. We are jumping into the round of 16, exclamation mark B in the chat. Hopefully everything's okay. But exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys want to have a look back yourselves. We have been covering PiGosaur Cup via replays for the past 2 editions, but now we're back with a live broadcast instead. PiGosaur Cups are usually on Tuesdays, but this week it is going to be on a Friday instead, as I believe there were some scheduling issues, but also Pig, he only just arrived back in Australia yesterday. He was traveling to Canada, of course. He was part of Stellarfest. So he was out of the country, he was traveling, but now he has returned, and we've lined this up in such a way where he can cover this event while being safely back home with his setup, the microphone, cam, all that good stuff. But now here we go, we have our initial matchup, our initial TVT, and we are jumping back in. Oh, as it looks like we have some mouse issues here for Epic. All good. We have our initial TVT. Also, as a reminder, this is the first PiGosaur Cup with the new ladder map pool. Not the first castle we've had. Of course, we were live yesterday with the Turtle Tussle, which was our own bi-weekly tournament for this region, for this time slot, which also did feature the new map pool. But now this is the second event that we're going to be covering with the new ladder map pool instead. Oh boy, there's a lot to get into when it comes to said new maps. Guess now? We'll let the players fix up their issues, then we can jump back in. Be good. We'll be doing good. But again, hope you all enjoying yourselves. Hope you all had a great week. It's been a pretty intense week so far. Of course, we were covering all the news during the podcast last night as well, as looks like we are back.
Game resumed.
We are good. We are back. Oh god, a little bit messy of a split there. But spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Ruby Rock, we do have the blue Terran player, the American Terran for System Gaming. It is Epic. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have the other American Terran, the yellow Terran. It is Foxer. And if you're in the chat, predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we get into our Terran versus Terran matchup. Let's go. Let us go. As again, due to daylight savings, this event is starting later than usual as well, so it's a much later event. It does make it that much more brutal for players from Europe to compete. As it is 2 a.m. Jesus, 2 a.m. over in Europe. I guess it depends. I mean, there's a lot of different time zones in Europe itself, but around 2 a.m. in the morning is when this event is beginning. So very, very, very rough time slot for the Europeans. But we do have the European degens still showing up in a good force. And yes, Epic is correct. We did see an awful split. Hi. Let's go. Epic. But yeah, we have the European degens still showing up here, so that's going to be Clem and MaxPax. Clem and MaxPax, they usually go to bed around midday, so hey, playing at 2 a.m. is perfectly fine for them, as they have destroyed their sleep schedules long ago. So they do get full degen. When the sun rises, that's when they go to bed. That's when Clem and Maxis go to bed. Outside of them, though, we do have some of our other regulars. We have Nickrat and Mixu also staying up deep late into the night as well. And I believe those are the only Europeans. So Clem, Nickrat, Mixu, and MaxPax. These are the 4 degens for the day. Outside of that, we have a good amount of players from the Americas, from Canada, from the US of A, and likewise a nice sprinkling of Koreans as well. Oh, sorry, I forgot about Shameless. Did miss Shameless at the bottom of the bracket, but Shameless also going full degen, also staying up deep late into the night as well. So best of luck to the Europeans that did stay up late. We'll have to get rid of our logos mod soon after this game. I'll have to try to remember. Meanwhile, Epic, he does rock up. He does have the SCV here to tank, and we'll see if he can get some damage done as there's 3 Marines. Yeah, there's 3 Marines. With that, Foxer will hold. Does hold on. Foxer was a little bit greedier here. His CC was faster, so Rax expand into marine production from Foxer. Very greedy, very economic. The downside is that Foxer sees nothing. Foxer, no SCV scout, no Reaper scout. Foxer, he is in the dark, and he's going to be contained back at home. The plus side, though, the greed, the faster base, as the CC does complete, and he saves the SCV as well. Very nicely done here by Foxer. As we get into our 1-on-1s, welcome to Ruby Rock, by the way. This is one of the newer TLFC maps added to the ladder map pool. This map is known for aggression, one of the smaller maps, shorter rush distance by ground. You can be very in the face of your opponent, bear that in mind. So despite this being a TBT, this could be a bit of a shorter one, especially if we do move out around the third base timing. For now, we are going to be denying mining at least. This is going to allow Epic to recover. It's going to allow Epic to actually build up his own natural. Hellion has a ride, and without Foxer, he should defend. He should defend, he should deflect. Cyclone is on the way for Epic, getting to his own medevac. Medevac is going to be for drop play. He's going to be pushing out a little bit harder. So the aggression continues for Epic. Oh. Yeah, nice KDA charge. Epic making use of his Reapers, bearing in mind they can regenerate their HP. So he pokes in, regenerates, and then pulls back in. So he's been slowly whittling away at this army. Here comes the drop, here comes the Cyclone. And we'll see if Epic can break through. We'll see if he joins up with the main army or if he drops into the main base. Meanwhile, we can see that Foxer likewise does have a Cyclone in position. It's in the main. Oh, he's going for it. Yeah, it does go in. Lock it on the Hellion. Hellion goes down. The drop will unload. And he breaks through the Marines. The Marines are going down. He doesn't quite get on top of the Cyclone. Quite. This Foxer has to be so careful here with his army. But last so far he's holding on, he defends, and Epic is, for now, deflected. Behind this is going to be continuing to rally. He does have his tank production underway, getting his own tech lab on the starport for his own Raven production, I would imagine. We're building up into a longer game state, and do you see what I see? Foxer, he's going for a second starport. 2-port 2-base all in. 2-port 2-base all in. Let's go. I mean, I say 2-port 2-base all in. This is a more modern variation. If you remember, typically the goal of this build is to get air control, go into Massive Viking, and then go for a Liberator follow-up. When I say modern variation, the modern variation is to go Raven first. Then into the Vikings. So you'll have that Raven support instead. I believe this is less of an all-in. This does lead into a third CC, but it's still going to be quite committed. Still heavily reliant on that air control. As Fox is making 3 Vikings at a time. Epic, he rotates over. Does he scout? He does! Yeah, he sees. He sees both starports. Big scout here for Epic. Ooh. Cyclone goes down. Here come the auto turrets, and the auto turrets will be enough. The tank is cleaned up, and Foxer does hold. Foxer, he holds on. Now remember, Epic, he did scout both starports. He knows what's going on. Ideally, you react with your own second starport to build up your own Vikings. But here, Epic, he went for a very fast third CC. So, alas, he's going to have a little bit less to work with here. He does have 2 tanks back at him defensively. We'll see if Foxer can break through. We'll see if we can at least contain Epic. Remember, Epic, sure, he has a third CC, but if he cannot land it will not matter, and Foxer can potentially catch up. As Foxer's own third base is on the way. There's a scan, spots the army. He's got 6, soon to be 7 Vikings. It's a lot of Vikings. Tanks stay within range of the production. Boys are here to repair. Raven is zoned away with the Vikings. And again, that's the goal here. The goal is to hunt down the Ravens, the opposing Ravens of Epic. Foxer scans.
Ready to plunder.
Denies the CC. Again, he's trying to intercept. Specifically the Ravens. There are 2 of them. See that back here with the main army. Ramp is being covered. A tank does manage to get down to the low ground. So, okay, does drag the army in. Lands in the main. Okay, going for Sim. Sim. It goes to the SCVs instead. Yeah, it does waddle in. At the same time, tanks they try to break through. No, the unsiege! No, he does unsiege. He has to get the hell out of here. Does try to pull away. I mean, Vikings are getting damaged under the main base. They do deny Sim. Sim's denied 5 SCV kills so far. Tanks, they do get away, actually. Okay. He does pull out in time. I was concerned he was just going to be shut down, but no. And now he can leave. Now he can just pick up and leave. Raven's getting caught. And Foxer is overwhelming. He's just overwhelming the army here. Has to be careful. There's a siege tank. The tank is sieged up. Vikings, they could have given chase there, but they didn't quite commit. Again, there was some nice damage in the main base. Production is stifled. As he's trying to move in. There are the auto turrets. Do we land the Vikings? Do we land? He's opting not to, but now he should push forward. Yeah, now he's going in. He's going in. There we go. He lands the Vikings, takes care of all the tanks, and Foxer, he has done it. He has broken the natural. He's going in for the kill. Boys are being pulled into Vikings of all things. The Vikings actually kill SUVs very quickly. And GG. GG gets called. Foxer, he will break the natural, and he will take game number 1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Foxer does take a lead in the series. Again, a hyper-aggressive build here by Foxer, going for the 2-port 2-ace move out. Did get a third behind it, of course, but was hyper-aggressive, hyper-committed. Epic, he did see the second starport, but he had already invested into a third CC. Didn't have the resources to get into his own second starport himself. He was hoping he can maybe try to outposition the army with his Ravens. He was able to try to get some disables off, of course, and try to catch the tanks, but was not able to. And again, he just completely gave up air control, right? He just did give it up. Did forgo it. GG. GG, well played. And here we go. We're now getting into game 2, and we'll see if Foxer can claim the series here and now. We'll see if Epic can bounce back and force the ace match. Oh, the turtle. Hold on. Almost forgot. There we go. Beautiful. Just catching up with the chat. No, here at this tournament, here he wasn't here for. Let's see, KSL. He wasn't here for KSL, and he wasn't here for PiGosaur Cup. So here a little bit MIA. But he was here for the Wardy TV Mondays. So yeah, maybe otherwise unavailable. Here we go, and spawning in the bottom hand corner of Celestial Enclave, we have the American Terran player. We have the blue Terran representing Storm Gaming down in the series. We'll see if we can bounce back on a larger, more macro map. It is Epic. And spawning in the bottom hand corner, we have the yellow Terran player, the yellow Terran himself, the American Terran leading the series 1-0. It is Foxer. Here we go. We are going to be jumping in, and oh, I did see that rally here. My eyes are on Foxer as he did rally towards the left-hand side. If the Rax is back at home, is he tempted to proxy the factory or a starport? We'll see. We'll see as it does move his camera over. Meanwhile, welcome to Celestial Enclave. Now, this is an interesting map. We do have a pocket base. The pocket base, though, is a half expansion with less mineral patches and only one gas geyser. So it's typically ideal to save this base as a third or fourth or fifth instead. So save it for a little bit later here. It is less valuable early on. We have the natural, which is very secure. It's on the high ground. So we have the high ground natural base. The natural base is a little bit wider. It's a little bit larger because it does lead into the potential triangular third. But the natural is going to be safe and secure. The triangular third base here is also relatively safe. You can knock down these rocks, expand towards the top side, and get into your 3 and then 4 base setup. Otherwise, you can expand linearly. This low ground expansion, though, is more exposed. It's more wide open to the elements. We have a run by potential here on the right. We have attack path here towards top and left side as well. So we do have some attack paths available into that low ground expansion. Foxer is going for a Rax expand, economic greedy build out of Foxer, and he's going for the half base. Interesting. So he's opting to go for the half base here as his natural. Meanwhile, Epic did open up double gas, going for the faster factory. But quickly going over it, again, relatively defendable on 4 bases is what I will say. On I guess 3.5. On 3.5 bases, relatively defendable. The map is large, longer rushes and spy ground. We do often see longer and later games here on Celestial Enclave. And Foxer, even though he did pan his camera over, he is not looking for proxying anything, not yet. We'll see where his SUV does go. Ah, there it is. He's heading on over. If you remember, we did see him panning over to this area at the beginning of the game. So my assumption was proxy factory or proxy starport. And we'll see what he does here. We'll see if he does decide to go for the proxy starport into a Hellion drop. Factory's on the way. Reactor as well. We could add on swap into Reactor Hellion. Show us what you got. Do we go for the swap? Yep, there it is. There's the swap. Reactor Hellion. Hellion drop. Here we go. Hellion drop into the pocket base. There is no expansion here, as we do see Epic is going for the regular expansion instead, but this is also an entry point into the main. So having no vision here is a little bit scary. And remember, this is the first PiGosaur Cup featuring this map pool. It takes some time for players to get used to these maps and to get used to some of the features of the map as well. Used to some of the quirks, used to what can be abused and what can't be. Hellions are spotted. Starport is almost done. We'll see if Foxer can move out across the map unscouted. Epic backs off. Yeah, Epic, he does back off. The Hellions are rallying, and here comes that medevac. Oh, I mean, Starport is done. We'll see if he goes for the medevac or the Liberator. Oh, going for the Liberator instead. So he had two options. Either he goes for the medevac and goes for the quad drop into the main, or he goes to the Liberator and the Hellions harass the natural at the same time. So he's opting to go for the Liberator instead. So he'll have two harassing points. And we'll see if he can pull this off. Now, ideally, you line it up to hit at the same time. I'm going to line it up. Hellions, they do catch some units here. Getting the Reaper, getting two, getting a Hellion as well. Very nice pickups. They dive into the mineral line at the same time. Oh, this is not going to line up, but he has to pull the trigger. And does he get two SCVs? That's two, gets four. Four SCVs going down. This is going to be cleaned up. He does not get a fifth worker. Tries to escape, but he cannot. And again, he wasn't able to line this up. The Liberator has arrived. But now Epic can focus on one thing, then the other. Now, ideally for Foxer, yep, Epic moves out. He moves out with everything. The Marines, the Cyclones. Here comes Epic's counterattack, which means what is there at home to defend? There's going to be a tank. There's going to be two Marines soon. That's it. Ooh, so limited anti-air here. SCVs are going to be going down. Epic, he's committed. We got to send it. He boosts in. Does boost into the bases. The Liberator denying mining time. SCVs are going down though. And Foxer, he doesn't really have much to defend. He himself only has 4 Marines. Uh-oh. Only 4 Marines. The Liberator is going to be dealt with. 6 SCVs going down, getting up to 7. Maybe not. Still on 6. Tank does siege. Marines pushing in. We're getting messy, we're getting chaotic. And Foxer will hold. We'll hold on. He shouldn't lose the CC. Shouldn't. There we go. We've got the boys to repair. And Cyclones are forced out. Now, as it settles, where exactly are we? There's been a lot of damage on both sides. We have Epic, who's on 34 SCVs. We have Foxer, who's on 38. So Foxer has a slight economic lead. Oh, bold move. As Vikings going to get caught. Let's break the lock on. But Foxer has a slight economic edge here. He's working towards Stim, working towards his bio. Meanwhile, Epic, to catch up, is going for a third CC on location, going for the pocket base. On top of that, Foxer, he's already saturated. Like, this is also the downside of going for the pocket expansion. Yes, Foxer, he has more workers, but he's not mining efficiently. Epic is. So again, expanding at the pocket base first is hurting him, as the higher SCV count doesn't really mean as much. Baker's moving out. Now there's going to be a faster upgrade timing for Foxer regarding +1, Stim, combat shields, all will finish faster. But Epic is pushing in. He's going for the siege, and nice disable. He's going to go for the kill, getting on top of the production. Oof, disables both tanks. Both tanks are disabled, Marines are pushing in. Massive tank shots going up. But last Foxer, he's still holding the line. He's still defending. He's holding on. Oh, hello. Starport is still out there. Tanks are pushing forward. And Foxer, he will break out. See here, Epic is out of tanks. Out of tanks, has to pull away. One more tank does arrive. It's going for a drop at the same time. Oof. Foxer breaks out at the same time. Here comes the drop into the mineral line. Foxer does not turn around. He has some reinforcements back at home. He can pull the boys. And the Epic, he didn't unload. Yeah, he was late to unload. There we go. The army stems in. And it's going to cost a lot of SCVs. That's going to be, what, 7 SCVs going down. But here comes Foxer. He's going for it. Oh, he sims up the ramp. Oh, it's not going to be easy. Vikings, they land. Marines, they try to break through. Boys are being pulled, and Epic will hold. Yeah, Epic, he does hold the line here. He does hold the ramp. Ah, it was very wasteful there for Foxer. Threw everything away. Did get 4 SCVs, but again, only 4. Only 4 workers. Epic has a very comfortable economic advantage. Again, he's on 3 bases. He initially had the higher yield natural. And Foxer is struggling. Now, what does Foxer have? He has an army, right? Foxer does have a slightly larger army, and he has to make use of it. He's going for the Doom Drop. There's so much riding on this Doom Drop. If he can get the mineral line, then sure, he can recover. But he needs damage. Epic, his main army is centralized here at the natural base. His pocket base, there's no Cell Naga tower. Oh, sorry, I should say there's no Sensor tower. Army boosts in. And SCVs will go down. Yeah, they will go down. You can see we're completely out of position. Oof, massive tank shots going up, getting it through 14. 14 SCVs. Now it's time to get the hell out of here. Can he escape? Ooh, doesn't get the Viking. Yeah, it doesn't quite get the Viking. Marines are being thrown away. Gets one Viking towards the end. That was a trade. Again, 14 workers went down. Now the worker count is suddenly neck and neck. That was enough damage. Epic getting his 4th on location, being quite greedy. Can Foxer punish? He's going for it again. This time there are Vikings. Yeah, this time Vikings are in position. Boost is now on cooldown. Uh-oh. Yeah, Boost is on cooldown. Viking shots going up. And he's going to lose a full medevac. Oh my god. Full medevac goes down. He gets 1. Does he get 2? Barely gets 1. Again, a massive loss for Foxer. This was not worth it. I mean, it can be. Does get the tank. Does siege. Boys are being pulled, but this is a better defense here for Epic. Cleans up the army. That was an expensive loss for Foxer. He rallies into tanks as well. Some big missteps here from Foxer. Losing everything. And Epic takes a lead. Epic does take a lead. Again, it was risky to go for the drop again. It wasn't just risky to go for the second drop into the pocket base. It was also risky that he didn't have a boost, right? He boosted across to this location. He didn't hold onto his boost to go into the base or to get away. So it was very, very risky, very greedy from Foxer. He got punished for it, as he had no boost. And the game is slowing down. Slowing things down. Foxer getting his own 4th base. And I'd love to see more sensor towers here for Epic, as he's spreading himself a little bit thin. Foxer going for his double drop. But the planetary's done. Yeah, it's already a planetary. Epic, he moves out with a massive army. And it's too late to turn around. I should say he's too far out to turn around. He even has he has defensive reinforcements. He's fine. Yeah, Foxer, he defends and he attacks. He's going for his own Doom Drop. Foxer, he's exposed. The pants are down. He gets in. Epic gets in. Bappy. And he might even just kill the CC. Yeah, he can give chase. He can give chase. CC should not float away. That's a kill. Get on top of the eBay as well. All the depots. We see Foxer going for his own drop, but again, there's only a handful of Marines here. And Epic is snowballing out of control. Again, it was intense. We had our back and forth. Foxer had some moments. Epic had some moments. It was an impressive comeback when Foxer killed the 14 SCVs, but then he got greedy and he went for the drop again. Epic, he turns back around, shuts down the drop. Foxer barely has anything left. And right now, the best chance that Foxer has is hoping that Epic makes the same mistake that Foxer did. And what I mean by that is maybe Epic overextending, going for another Doom Drop into one of these bases, and then Foxer catching the army. If that can happen, then sure. But he is relying on Epic to make some mistakes. Finds a proxy. from the start of the game. Epic's almost maxed out. How many medevacs are there? One. Oh, he's stepping in. Yeah, he's going for the dive. Foxer with his heavy tank out, he will clean this up. Again, Foxer, this is the only medevac he has. One medevac, so this is where Epic can take advantage of how immobile Foxer's army is. Scans into the pockets. Dewdrop's coming in. Foxer, can he catch him? Up! 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 He steps in! Does he get him? He gets one tank. Whew. Gets one. Takes out one tank. These are some nice little moments here for Foxer. Fun fact, if this army just boosted in, these tanks would go down. Like, there's no support here. But Epic, he pulls away. Pulls away, double expanding, getting his 5th and 6th base. Epic is about to max out. You can see Foxer is hoping to catch a drop. He's like, drop into my pocket base, please. Por favor, papi. But Epic dropping towards the natural instead. And Marines, they rush in. He gets one, he gets 2 tanks. He does drop into the main base, actually. Okay. I mean, again, this is more ideal for Foxer because he's fighting the army like a portion at a time. Oh god, the trades though, Jesus. Foxer's heavily overstimmed, and despite having the overwhelming army, I mean, Epic still trades very well. I mean, hey, that's the power of the medevacs. And GG gets called. The writing has been on the wall, and Epic, he does have the series. We're going to the ace match. GG. Whew. GG, well played. We are going to game number 3, and we'll see how this story ends. We'll see how this all does come together as we're loading into that 3rd and final game. Again, it was very back and forth. Foxer had some good moments, Epic as well, until the one time that Foxer did overextend, it did make some mistakes, it did lose his entire army, and with that, Epic was able to counterattack and kill the natural, kill the pocket base specifically. Kill the pocket base of Foxer. And did snowball from there. And now we're getting ready for game number 3. After this series, we'll be going over the bracket itself. We'll be catching up with what has been going on. We will get there. As looks like our players are just getting ready. There we go. We're getting into the ace match, and I'm curious to see what map we load into next. Yep, it's going to be loading into, oh, White Rabbits. Okay, this is another larger map. Now, we spoke about some of the features of Celestial Enclave. There's a pocket base. The 5th and 6th are a little bit more spread out. Here, your centralized 4 bases are much more secure. The rush distance between them is a little bit longer, depending on which bases you do take. We'll get into it, but White Rabbit is another larger map. Larger map, longer rush distance by ground, more defendable on 4 bases, but because it's larger, there are also more areas to proxy. And hey, Foxer did proxy last game. Did proxy in game 2. We'll see if he does it again. As spawning in the top right hand corner of White Rabbits, we have the American Terran player. We have the blue Terran representing Sidestorm Gaming. It is Epic. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have his yellow Terran opponents. We have his opponent. We have the yellow Terran, the American Terran. It is a Foxer. Here we go. And welcome one and all to White Rabbits. White Rabbits is a reference to the Matrix. It's a reference, so it's very green and black. It's very so aesthetically it's really cool. The map itself is, again, as we mentioned, very large map, known for longer and later games. We could slow things down, but no, never mind, as we're going for the proxy. Let's go. As we mentioned in the lead up to this, for a reason, because it's so large, there are more areas to proxy, not just the size of the map, but remember, the map pool has been live for a couple of days. It's been less than a week since this has been added to the ladder, and there are chances here that Epic and Foxer haven't really played much on it, and they're not really familiar with the common proxy locations. So this is where, especially early on in the season, proxies can be even stronger, even harder, because you're less familiar with where commonly proxies are a little bit better, and where to scout exactly. For now, double gas. Double gas opener. Epic is going for a Rax into factory. Very safe opener. So safe opener out of Epic, going for the faster factory into faster Hellion into more of a defensive setup. Meanwhile, Foxer Rax, ooh, into Marauder. Okay, I was curious if it was gonna go Rax into factory, but no, Rax into Tech Lab. Proxy Marauders are on the way for Foxer. Bold move here. So this is going to hit a little bit later. It's going to be hitting a little bit later. We're going to be building and backing up a couple of Marauders before striking that natural, and we'll see what he can get done. I mean, hey, Marauders are going to be a really good way to deal with Hellions as well. So despite the safer opener, there's still potential here for Foxer. As here comes Concussive Shell. Likewise, the hope here is also to have a CC on the low ground, and there it is. Command Center's on the way. So the space is also going to be exposed, potentially even cancelled. Back at home, there's not much to defend though. Oh, we're getting a little bit awkward. The Reaper's about to arrive, and there's nothing at home. In TVT, it's very common not to move out with your first Reaper, but Epic has arrived and there's nothing. Oh no! The factory will not complete. There is literally 0 units to defend with good enough micro. Epic, he shouldn't lose this Reaper. He shouldn't lose it. SCVs are falling. At the same time, Marauders, they do try to push up the ramp. Bunker's on the way. He has to stop the bunker. Does stop it. Does get up the ramp. Boys are being pulled. Hellion has arrived. And Epic, he should hold. Almost gets a surround. Zones away the Marauders across the map. He does not get surrounded. More SCVs are falling. And Fox is being torn apart by the one Reaper. The one Reaper, pappy. Meanwhile, the bunker's almost done. There's a cancellation on the CC. Marauders are going in. They do kill a good amount of SCVs. But now there's a second Hellion and the initial... Oh no, the bunker! The bunker's almost complete. Still not done though. There we go. Just barely finishing up. Just barely. And Epic holds. Epic, he does hold on. There's a salvage, and we're in a really awkward game state. So in the end, the Reaper was sniped. We did lose how many? 11 SCVs and 8 SCVs across the map as well. Epic, he's hunting down the reinforcements, hunting down the production. And Epic does have the faster command center. You can see here the CC is halfway done. So halfway done, Epic does have the better economy with the faster expansion. Meanwhile, Foxer back at home, getting into his own 1-1-1. No command center yet. There we go. It's on the low ground. So the game is going to slow down. Whew, okay. We gotta calm down, Pappy. Gotta calm down. So where exactly are we here? So first things first, we do have the initial tank drop on the way for Epic, so he's going to be counterattacking soon with his own tank, with his own medevac. Meanwhile, back at home defensively, Fox doesn't really have much. He's going to have Hellions to defend. This should be Hellion into Cyclone, I hope. Cyclone is going to be ideal here to try to shut this down. We'll see if he goes for his own tank. Yeah, Cyclone's on the way. Again, a later command center here. Foxer, he's going for his own drop as well. It'll be disastrous if they pass by each other. Like, Foxer, he doesn't really have much to defend. He's going to have one Cyclone. Oh! Epic to spot this. They spot each other. Medevac under fire. And will not go down. But at least Foxer, he knows what's coming his way. But again, can he stop it? Can the CC finish? Oh! It can. Yeah, just barely. Whew. Thankfully, one volley was wasted from the Hellions. Dropping to the main base. Boys are being pulled. A lot of SCVs gonna be going down. They get roasted. Hellions are roasted. Epic pushing into the main base. Likewise, everything else is on fire. SCVs are going down, but the tankers came with the production. The Cyclone! No! The Cyclone goes down. There's nothing here. And now there's no Cyclone. At the same time, defensive Banshee. The Banshee defends. Tank does pop out. Foxer's got his tank. The boys are being pulled. Ooh, into Hellions though. Oh my god. Epic, he barely does drop behind the mineral line. Deny mining. He's nice mining. At the same time, Banshee does defend. Tank is slowly moving in. Nice tank volley. Tank shot goes up for Foxer. He has 0 income. He has no money. He has no mining. Foxer does. Here comes the Mass on Siege. Folksure, he will break out. Cleans up the army. Eventually. As the Cloak Banshee has arrived. No, we have no skins! Not like this. No skins. The Banshee does rock up. Gets 9, 10 SCV kills. No scans, no detection, no nothing. We're getting messy, man. As Folksure does defend his natural. It's his natural. The one Banshee is still just going ham in the main. The Raven is on the way, but still in production. That's going to be 22 SCVs. Epic back at home is down to 14 workers. We do see Folksure dropping across the map. Can he keep going? Can he kill some SCVs? He can. The boys are being pulled. Lift, Pappy, lift. Oh no. Oh my god, just barely. Just barely in time. Epic is down to 11 workers. Okay, let's go. The tank. Oh, the mule! He's gonna repair. Up. What? There we go. Esther Folksure is crazy. Banshee's still being annoying. Okay, then we have the auto turret. Speaking of auto turrets, though, oof. Yeah, defensive auto turret does kill the tank. One tank left. It does get one more worker, but it's going to be a one-way trip. Tank is cleaned up. Banshee does rotate towards the low ground. Still finding more damage. And Epic, he should have this. Like, Epic, he has almost double the worker count of his opponent. He's mining. He has map control. He's moving out. We got a very chaotic game. It was crazy, man. But this is Folksure's army. Folksure, he's down to 1 Raven, 1 Banshee, 2 Marines. Doesn't really have much income, and Epic is rallying. He's rallying across. The Cyclone is something that cannot be dealt with. Ooh. Nice snipe of the Banshee, but they do snipe each other. And GG gets called. Epic, he will take the series 2-1. He'll advance on to the quarterfinals. GG. The hell just happened? GG, well played. Congratulations here to Epic, as does claim the series, but a very intense back and forth. And again, I can see a world where Folksure could have 2-0'd. Like, game 2 was very close. Like, we spoke about it, but game 2, in my mind, would have been Folksure's game if he didn't try to drop back into the pocket base, where he lost 3 medevacs. 3 full medevacs went down. That was brutal. That was a brutal loss for Folksure in game 2. If that hadn't happened, I can see him maintaining his lead and taking from there. Here in the ace match, I mean, it was very chaotic, right? We had Proxy across the map, Proxy Marauder. In the end, we did see that Epic was able to hold on. Counterattack, we had Cloak Banshees going in. We had the tank drops as well. It was crazy, Pappy, but GG, well played. Congratulations to Epic. Congratulations. Whew. And there's a lot of catching up to do. Let's go. Let's head on over here. Exclamation mark. Be in the chat to have a look at the bracket yourselves. Let us head on over and catch up on said bracket. Also, I see Sig in the chat. Hold on. I see Sig in the chat. I don't see Sig in the bracket. Bappy, what's going on? Where is Este Sig? Also, why are you not in bed? It's one or the other. You're playing StarCraft or you're in bed, Bappy. Aye. But we have a lot of updates here. From the top, we have Patches. Patches takes down Triple 2-0. Patches up against Clem in the next round. Meanwhile, Nicorect takes down Mixu. Nicorect is waiting for the winner of Clem and Patches, waiting for a Terranor Protoss opponent. Scrolling down, we have Greenert. Greenert takes down Dave Testa. Greenert is up against Trigger in the next round. And we have Hapsaya taking down Zarithius and is up against Percival in the next round as well. Ooh, as we have some other updates here. So MaxPax is up against Jay. Jay, I believe, is a Canadian Zerg player, if I remember correctly. But MaxPax up against him when it goes up against Epic in the quarterfinals. Solar takes down Bomyolja. Bomyolja took down Awesome Source, and Solar, he's waiting for the winner of Shameless and Vindicta. Waiting for that TVP. So the bracket is slowly progressing here. We are currently with Epic, and we may wait for MaxPax and Jay to finish, and then we can follow that into Epic into the next round. Otherwise, we might hop around. Like Shameless versus Miguelito looks like a lot of fun. Este Miguelito. As they are currently in game. They're currently in game. I believe everyone else is currently in game as well. Yeah. So we have to wait for a match to open up. My sleep schedule is all over the place, but I haven't been playing much StarCraft recently. I'll be back though. Fair enough, Pappy. Fair enough. Look after yourselves, Pappy. Look after yourself. What a diabolical game. It was crazy. Yeah, GG well played. With that, I guess we're going to be going on a short break. We're going to be going on a short break here. Again, we're just waiting for a series to open up for us. MaxPax just got out of game, and oh, we got an update. Oh, there you go. We just got an update here. MaxPax vs Epic is going to be up next. So we are going to be going on a short break, and we'll see you guys soon after the break. See you soon, Pappy. See you soon. And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the quarterfinals. The quarterfinals of the PiGosaur Cup number 57. We're here to return with a fresh series, and spawning in the top left-hand corner of 10,000 feet, we have the Danish Protoss player. We have the red Protoss, besides some gaming. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Terran player, the blue Terran himself, the American Terran. It is, besides some gaming, Epic. And if you're in the chat, predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we get into our fresh best of 3. MaxPax, of course, is coming in as one of the favorites to win the entire tournament, and we'll see if Epic can hold his own. We'll see if he can bring MaxPax down. Oh boy. They are teammates, of course. I'm sure they're somewhat familiar with each other as well. But again, MaxPax is coming in as the best Protoss player from Europe. So it's quite a tall task here for Epic. We'll see what he has in store for us as we load into 10,000 feet, one of the more aggressive maps in the map pool. Let's go. Let us go. Again, shorter rush distance by ground. We do have more exposed fringe bases and likewise more exposed center bases as well. So aggression can be favored here, or is favored. We'll see how we open up, as Epic does go for a double gas opener. So double gas here by Epic, going double gas into a faster factory, into a delayed CC. Meanwhile, MaxPax, just being as annoying as possible, pokes in and does force a second SCV off the mineral line. Just being a little bit annoying. Here. So pokes in, pulls away. Good morning. 2 a.m. here. Thank you. Yes, it is very, very late in Europe, but we often see a lot of the DGen Europeans stay up. So MaxPax, Clem, Nickrat, Shameless, like these are the regular players that you see compete like at around 2, 3, 4, 5 a.m. in the morning. The players that don't sleep, or the players that do sleep, but when the sun rises. God damn it. Like Sig. Este Sig. Shaking my head now. Shaking my head. Epic does poke in. Pokes in. I see in the chat, why is the Wikipedia PiGosaur Cup 57 empty? The reasoning for this is a little bit unfortunate, but hey, if you're out there, I mean, remember, Wikipedia, anyone can edit. Anyone can edit, anyone can contribute, anyone can add information. It is open to all edits, to the public, of course. That's how these, wikis work. It's how Wikipedia works. But the majority of the contributors to Wikipedia are not based in the Americas, they're based in Europe. So, I mean, as you can imagine, a lot of the Europeans are asleep right now, so a lot of the contributors to Wikipedia are also asleep as well. That is why often PiGosaur Cup is not updated. Our events are, but that's because we do it ourselves. When it comes to like the Turtle Tussle, for example. But typically PiGosaur Cup is updated after the fact. That's also why sometimes the information on PiGosaur Cup is wrong, because the people that are contributing to PiGosaur Cup, all they do is they just use like the challenge page. So if someone off races, for example, it's often not actually portrayed on Wikipedia, and often we have to do it ourselves. Like go in and then fix it. So hey, if you're out there, if you're a fan of StarCraft, and if you're willing to, if you're interested, then hey, do consider, contributing and taking part and actually stepping in and helping to edit some pages by adding players to the notables table, constructing the bracket as well. It's something that I used to do. I used to be one of the top contributors back like in 2019, 2020 as well, before like casting all the time. Like now I have no don't have time. I used to be the guy that whenever there was a GSL code A, I'd be like non-stop like refreshing the Africa page, the Africa or the GOM page, non-stop refreshing. Then whenever there was an update, I would update it on Wikipedia, like because there were no streams, of course, for code A. That was me back in the day. Yeah, I was the top, one of the top contributors many years ago. So that's how we experience GSL Code A, is just spam refreshing the bracket page just for any updates. That's how you'd watch GSL Code A. For now, though. For now, we are settling in. For now, we do have a 3-1-1 setup here. The initial drop was deflected. So far, MaxPax does hold, and he's going for his own Blink follow-up. Blink is done, and I believe 3-gate Blink. Yes, 3-gate Blink into a Robo, into a delayed third base. The Prism is out, and here comes MaxPax's aggression. Now, this map is not as ideal for Blink Stalker aggression. It's awkward to rotate from the main base all the way to the natural as well. But we can see here the tank is not quite ready in the main, just now popping out, and we're not ready. Yeah, the main base is open. It's exposed. Stalkers are warping in, and MaxPax where we headed. Ooh, 2-base all in. Epic, he moves out. As he moves out, MaxPax is moving in. No, we miss each other. And MaxPax is going to hit first. Yeah, he does hit first. And he sees no mining, no SCVs. Something is wrong, something is amiss. There we go, he spots you all in. Does spot the move out with his observer. And there's a recall. There's a recall back home. And we'll see if Epic can end it here and now. What does he have? 2 tanks. Okay, he's got 2 tanks. Can he get within range of the pylon? And tanks are slowly pushing forward. Cyclone is barely going to survive. And he does take down the gateway, but remember, there's a 2nd and 3rd pylon as well. The Robo is still powered. The Immortal does pop out. And you see MaxPax getting ready for this round. He's getting ready for this round. He's coming in from behind. As we, oh no, the reinforcements. Max actually does get a tank. Yeah, tank goes down, massive pickoff. Epic pushing in, he wants a Robo, he will get it. Robo goes down. That means only one Immortal. Only one Immortal. Good reinforcements, they trade. Epic is pushing in. And MaxPax doesn't really have that much left to work with, to be honest. He's down to 3 Stalkers, sorry, down to 6. 2 in front, 2 behind. Immortals coming in. Uh oh, the tanks are exposed. Yeah, late reaction, 1 tank is going to go down. Massive pickoff down to 1 tank. Down to 0. Yeah, 0 tanks. Epic, he wasn't able to protect it. Wasn't able to zone away the Prism. And MaxPax is holding. Yeah, MaxPax does hold. Again, he had to save those tanks. He had to save them, Pappy. Here comes the full surround, and Epic, he will lose the army. Bunkers are cleaned up. Epic, he does fall behind in the worker counts. MaxPax didn't have a 3rd, though. True. No 3rd base. And here comes the counterattack. And MaxPax is moving out. Oof. Epic has to get the hell out of here. They'll siege up on the high ground. Kind of on the high ground. Oh, as the tank will still fall. Oh no, he doesn't know the observer. It doesn't notice. Observers over the army. Charge is complete. And Max actually breaks through. Blinks on forward. Takes down the tank. Just a handful of Marines left. They do have Sim. As behind this, MaxPax is double expanding. And he's also getting a Dark Shrine. Dark Shrine is on the way. Scans are very limited here for Epic as he's been muling his heart out. He's been muling so much. Nice save on the Immortal. I'll just get 2 Stalkers, okay. He's still muling though. No. Oh my god. Losing a medevac. Dark Shrine is done. And we just need a couple of DTs, and here they come. Dark Templar, they're warping across the map. They are revealed. And we just need a couple of defensive DTs as well. Oh, no. Doesn't get the Prism. Prism gets out. DT's back at home. And there's no scan. Yeah, there's no scan here. The tank falls. Ay. As with that, we have the final army, the final unity for Epic. We have once again in the main base, the entire progressing army does fall. Epic down to 1 base, 20 SCVs. And we got messy. It was close. Was close. Like, if in a world where he maybe saves the 2 tanks, if he's able to respond in time to the Prism, scout it ahead of time as well, then maybe. It was close, Pat. It was close. Here comes MaxPax. As Epic is about to have a scan. Oof. About to, but not fast enough. GG gets called. Well played, and MaxPax takes game number 1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. As we are getting into game number, as MaxPax takes the lead in the series, now we're getting to game number 2. Let's go. Woke up at 10 p.m. yesterday. I'm not even, I'm a uni student. Whatever you say, bye, whatever you say. Ah, no. Sick. You have insider information as to who's going to play in this cup, maybe? No, I think it's just obvious, right? Like, I say obvious. It's just patterns, right? Like, if you watch PiGosaur Cup, then you know that, like, who are the regulars? MaxPax, Clem, Nickract, Shameless, Solar, Bjorn. Bjorn's probably traveling from Canada, so Bjorn isn't here. Hero is usually a regular. Hero is not here either. Percival, right? Like, you can just look at who's, like, regularly competing in these events, and you know. More or less. You can just see who often plays in these tournaments and just take an educated guess as to who's going to be there. But here we go, spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Winter Madness, we have the Danish Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Sidestorm Gaming, leading the series 1-0. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have the American Terran player. We have the blue Terran representing Sidestorm Gaming. It is Epic. Here we go. Here we go. Welcome to Winter Madness. Winter Madness is one of the larger maps in the map pool. Very large map, longer rush distance by ground as well. And we do often see longer in later games, but that's less applicable here to this TVP. Epic did go for an attempted 2-base all-in, and hey, there was a lot of strength behind it. There was a lot of potential behind it as well. He was able to make MaxPax sweat, of course, and almost break, or he did break the natural, but he almost broke the main base. Alas, barely didn't quite work out. And here we have Turax Reaper out of Epic. Again, we expect to see hyper aggression. MaxPax is favored in a longer game, and Epic wants to end it early. Now, unfortunately, I would say that this map is working against Epic. Again, it's a larger map, so 10,000 feet would be amazing for a 2-base all-in. It all made sense. Here on Winter Madness, I'm a little bit less in love with the idea of being aggressive, but we'll see. We'll see if Epic can pull this off, as he does wall off the ramp. Does wall up. MaxPax does not have access to the main. MaxPax doesn't know. Does not know. As Reapers are amassing, they are building up. For all MaxPax knows, there could be a CC on the high ground, there could be a factory behind this as well. Could be anything. And we'll see if MaxPax gets the safety shield battery. As Epic is looking for the probe. I believe he was... Oh, didn't quite get it. Probe did make it back. Oh, we're going for a third Rax behind this. Oh my god, okay. So 2-Rax Reaper into a 3-Rax timing with Stim. So it's going to be a 3-Rax Stim timing here. This is going to be very hard. It's going to be Mass Marine with Stim. And he's up against a Stargate opener. Okay, this is actually lining up quite nicely for Epic. Now, typically with a Stargate opener, this means that Phoenixes. And Phoenixes, they do a great job at denying drops, at shutting down Ravens, Widowmine drops, a Banshee play, for example, as well, and gaining map control and containing the Terran player. But against these all-ins, against these Stim timings, against Mass Marine, what are you going to do? Lift one Marine at a time? And even then, Marines that have anti-air, they can shut down the Phoenixes as well. So this build, as this build is ideal against a Stargate opener if it goes unscattered. Reapers, they bust in. They get behind the middle line, they confirm the Stargate. They do confirm. So far getting 2 probe kills, 3 probes going down, not bad. Here comes the first Phoenix, and of course, Epic does confirm. Does confirm the defeat. Oh, we cancel a Phoenix going into an Oracle. Cheeky moves out of MaxPax. Again, he knows he got scattered, does cancel after the Reaper goes down, and does start up the Oracle instead. Now, what's important is that MaxPax, he still has yet to confirm. This is a bit of a tell, though. There should have been a Hellion by now. There should have been some factory production. So the fact that there's only Marines, and there we go. He gets into the main base. He gets full confirmation of the 3 racks.
Glorious combat is upon us.
So MaxPax, he knows. And he starts up a Twilight Council immediately. This should lead into charge, I would imagine. Or he may even just go for a delayed blink. Oh, as he gets 1, 2, 3 Marine. Oh my god. Yeah, 3, 4 Marines going down. This is brutal damage here. Oh god. Getting 6 Marines, 7, 8. He's gonna need everything. He's gonna pick off every single Marine. The Oracle does help out with this as well. Again, important and crucial that he went for the Oracle instead of the Phoenix. And what shoots up? 2 Marines. Yeah, 2 Marines shoot up. More SCVs going down. Eric's being pulled apart, and his build is being shut down. The sim timing doesn't lead to anything. He lost far too much. And now MaxPax, he can just settle in. He can just settle in. He's getting a 3rd base. He's building up towards Blink. It's late. Blink is late, but it doesn't matter. He's done more than enough damage. And again, just a really unfortunate start for Epic. Oh, guys, we're not done. How could this have changed? Well, if the initial 3 Reapers got in, got some damage, and actually got out, then we could have been using them alongside the Marines to defend back at home. GG gets called as, again, game-winning damage, and MaxPax will take the series 2-0. GG. Whew. GG, well played. We did have a very spicy game 1. Game 1 was pretty close, to be honest. Like, game 1 was very close, very clutch, and I can see a world where Epic could have even won in game 1. Like, it was very intense. Here in game 2, alas, MaxPax, he was able to scout and able to punish it very, very hard. Once he confirmed what was going on, he went for the Oracle. He went for as much aggression as he could with the Adept, with the Stalker, delayed the natural base, picked off Marines, and just snowballed from there as he killed every single Marine and just wreaked havoc there on after. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations to MaxPax. He will advance on to the semifinals, and the question becomes, does he have an opponent? Let's have a look. Let's see what's going on. Shout out to Epic, of course, for competing, for making it this far in the tournament. MaxPax is one of the favorite players to win the entire event, so no shame in going down to MaxPax, as he will make it to the semis, and we have our quarterfinals ready for us. Here we go. From the top, Clem. Clem is up against Nickrat in the upper quarterfinals match in a PvT. Scrolling down, we have Trigger. He's up against Percival, likewise in a PvT as well. We just finished our PvT between MaxPax and Epic, and then we have a ZVP with Solar and Shameless. Shameless takes down Miguelito, takes down Vindicta. Likewise, Solar takes down Bomioja, and we have a Zerg versus Protoss matchup with Shameless and Solar. Let's go. Let us go. So Solar, he's waving that Zerg flag, and Solar's been looking really impressive as of late. He did defeat MaxPax, was it last week? If not this week, in the Wardy TV Monday. So Solar, he had a very strong showing against MaxPax already. We'll see if he can replicate that. We'll see if he can even get past Shameless, though. Remember, Solar's been very hit and miss recently. He did defeat MaxPax during the Wardy TV Monday, but he also lost to Cristiano during the Sparkling Tuna Cup this week. So we've had some hits, we've had some misses. We'll see if Shameless, I mean, hey, I would compare Shameless to Cristiano. We'll see if Shameless can also bring Solar down. So best of luck. We are most likely going to be focusing on the lower part of the brackets. We do typically try to feature some Zerg players while we can. So best of luck to Solar, best of luck to Shameless. I believe the upper portion of the bracket should be being covered by El Chanchito, by Pig, and maybe Bomioja. There are some other English streams. There's some other streams out there. Let's quickly have a look. I think Enki's covering. Yeah, Enki's covering CranKy Cup. Where are the others? There's El Chanchito and Bomioja. So three streams in total ourselves. It looks like Bomioja is in Solar versus Shameless. They're in game 1. They're in game 1 on Celestial Enclave. And it looks like Pig is in Nickrat versus Clem. Also game 1. So Piggy has you covered with Clem and Nickrat. And again, we will most likely be jumping into game 2 of Solar and Shameless. So quarterfinals, Solar, Shameless. Otherwise, we're going to be going on a break. Going to be going on a short break here. When we come back, we'll have the lower quarterfinals match. We'll have Solo versus Shameless. Bearing in mind the semifinals will be happening at the same time, and they're going to be best of fives. So best of five semis, and they'll be happening concurrently. Otherwise, we'll see you soon. See you soon after the break. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the quarterfinals. The quarterfinals here of the PiGosaur Cup. PiGosaur Cup number 57. Again, your weekly Open Cup here. And we are jumping in mid-series, jumping into game number 2 and spawning in the top right-hand corner of the Old Republic. We do have the South Korean Zerg player. We have the Blue Zerg representing Team Falcons, leading the series 1-0. It is a Solar. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the red Protoss player. The red Protoss player himself representing Team Little Fairy. It is a Shameless. Here we go, and welcome one and all to the Old Republic. I'm a little bit shocked this made it through the vetoes, by the way. If you're in the chat, predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we load into the Old Republic. And again, this is one of the newer maps, of course, a very large map, but there's a big feature of the Old Republic that is something that we cannot ignore. That is how difficult it is to defend on 4 bases. Shameless, or typically in PvZ, the goal of the Protoss player is to turtle up, is to eventually get into a point where they can get into Sky Toss on a 4-base economy. We saw that Shameless attempted to do so in game 1. I was watching over on Bomyolja's channel, was unable to defend on White Rabbit. Here, this is a much more difficult map to defend on. This 4th base on the low ground is so open and so exposed. Likewise, I can say the same about the 4th base on the right hand side as well. It's further away, a longer distance between the 3rd and 4th base, and likewise much more accessible as well. We have seen many a top Terran and Protoss struggle and fail, attempt and fail to defend on 4 bases on the Old Republic. So I'm a little bit shocked this made it through the vetoes. We'll see how Shameless will approach this. He might even himself go for something more aggressive to compensate. We'll see. Meanwhile, last game, Solo went for a 3-base all-in. 3-base all-in, Ling Bane Hydra on 3 bases, 4th base just for Larva. Solo was hyper aggressive and did break Shameless. And if you can break him on White Rabbits, I feel like you can break him on the Old Republic, but we'll see. We'll see if our players do deviate. But now we are settling in. And as a reminder, for the greater context of this series, the winner of this match will go up against MaxPax in the semifinals in that best of 5. We'll get there. We will get there. For now, Stargate open out of Shameless. Opening up Stargate. Settling into his bases. Now we are settling in. So far, the Adeptor does move out. Said you move out. Solo again, he's securing herself on 3 bases. Going to be joining, going to be saturating, going to be building up. The Oracle does move out across the map, and Shameless, he will get his 3rd base up and running. Again, we should be seeing a pretty passive early game here, just setting up on 3 bases. Nothing crazy, nothing wild. It's all about the follow from here. It's all about, does Solar commit once again into a heavy Ling Hydra composition? Does he go for something more sinister? Does he try to tech up in towards Spire Tech and go into Mutas? Likewise, does Shameless go for an earlier Twilight Council? Our eyes are on our players. There it is, early Evo Chamber out of Solar, plus on melee, Ling Hydra. So we have confirmation of what Solar's up to. Going for the early chamber. This does typically indicate a plus 1 melee. And Shameless, he does go for the Forge, and Twilight Council follow up here. Now, the base is halfway done. I would say this should be plus 1 and Blink. I don't think it's early enough for charge, but it is going to be an option. It is an option. This thing's going to be turned away. Oracles, they dive in. They go 1, 2, 3. Oh, up to 3 drones. Only 3. As the Oracle does overextend, Shameless losing an Oracle early on. Ay. Brutal loss there for Shameless. Not quite worth it. Meanwhile, we spoke about it. There's that melee upgrade in production. Again, Ling Hydra should be the go-to. Solar, he might get a safety Roach Warren, but by no means does he intend to invest into Roaches. No means is there that intention. But now we're setting up. Plus 1 and Blink. We have our standard follow-up. So far, Solar, he's able to freely joining up on 3 bases. 4th base is now on the way, and there is that Hydra Den in production for Solar. The question becomes, how hard is Solar going to drone? I mean, based on the Hydra Den timing, I feel like he probably should drone up his 4th base. That should be the case. But again, Solar's getting comfortable. Yeah, he's taking up. So he's not going for a Lingbane Hydra all-in. He's going for a Ling Hydra into Lurker Tech. Infestation bit for Hive for Lurkers, which means he doesn't tend to drone up and saturate his 4th. Lings are being active. They poke out. Shameless is now pushing. Going for his initial move out. As he moves out, Lings, they get on top of the cannon. Focus applying pressure. Lings, do we turn around? Oh, tries to go for the surround. Nice warp in. Adepts, they will still fall. And with the help of the Queens, with the help of the reinforcements, Solar, he should hold. And turning back the army. Lings are cleaned up. Nice defense here by Shameless. Solar being a little bit wasteful with those Lings. And Shameless, can he break through? Getting on top of the Hydras. 1 Hydra goes down. He gets one so far, but at least only one. Just one Hydra, 12 more Lings in production. Nice transfuse. And Solar holds. So he holds on again with the bare minimum. And behind this, he is getting fully saturated on 4 bases. And he does have the Lurker Den on the way. The Hive is almost done as well. It's going to be a big power spike here, hitting with Lurkers. Big spike for Solar. And we spoke about this. It's going to be a tough hold at the 4th. Shameless, he is setting up cannons, shield batteries. It's not going to be easy. So he will soon confirm the location of the 4th. And do we have any splash damage? It's going to be Storm. So Storm is done. Storm is complete. You can see here that again, Shameless is going to try to turtle up into Sky Toss. Easier said than done on this map. And Solar, he droned up to 90. Jesus, 90 drones. Taking more gases. Again, this is a very gas-intensive composition. Getting up to 10 gases. And Solar should be the first to max out. He's getting a Spire just in case. Getting ready for the follow-up. There he is. Solar is maxed. Knocks down those rocks. And here he comes. Alright, what does he have? 11 Lurkers. 11 Lurkers up against 7 High Templar. Stasis Trap's getting baited. We have 3 Templar on the right. We have the rest on the left. He's moving in. There's our first Storm. Again, there's at least 6 more. Oh! Second Storm. Does catch an Archon. Lings, they rotate towards the left-hand side. Lower ground base will fall. So takes over the lower ground. That's going to be a kill, not a cancel. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, kill on the 5th base. Lurkers are moving in. Again, there are some storms. Ooh, decent connections. But a High Templar, they do go down. Brutal pickoffs. Loses a Templar. Does engage here out of range of the main army. Picks off more Zealots. He wants a Templar. He gets it. Oh, does get one. Another Templar goes down. How many left? 2. No, shot from 7 down to 2 Templar. Ay, ay, ay. And again, Solar's been so careful with his Lurkers. Now he moves in. He goes to the 4th base, denies the warp in. And we spoke about how difficult it is to actually expand at the 4th, how exposed it is. You can see just a massive ramp here, a massive entrance. Storm's going to be going up. Oh, we do get a surround. Okay. Surrounds the army. Lurkers able to go down. Barely cleans everything up. Whew. And Shameless is holding. He is holding on again. Very nice storms towards the end. He only had 2 High Templar, by the way. He only had 2 Templar, and he does land those storms. He's holding. Oh. Uh-oh. He's holding on initially, but now Tempests are falling. Nice follow-up here by Solar. Takes down 2 Tempest. Lings, they catch reinforcements. They get they get in. Yeah, they do step into the bases. Lings, they peel off into the natural. More Lings into the main. Probes are going to be going down. And Solar's getting ready for the next wave. Getting ready for the next push. And again, it was an impressive defense here from Shameless. Can he do it again? Oh, good. As he bleeds out 2 more Tempests. Oof. Did I say 2? He's going to bleed out all 4. He's going to lose every Tempest, actually. Ay, 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 every Tempest goes down. Here comes the next wave, the second wave of Lurkers. How many had Templar? 2. So once again, 2. I mean, hey, did defend last time with only 2 Templar, true. Does land a storm. There's one storm left. And the fourth base is broken. Yeah, so, I mean, again, we expected this to happen earlier, so I'm still impressed that Sheamus defended against the first wave, but the second wave does still break him. And again, Sheamus should never be able to hold on to a fourth base. Not on this map. Not on the Old Republic. Lurkers do burrow. The Crown Army pushing into Lurkers is brutal. And Sheamus is all in. He's all in completely. Now he can end the game with this. Look at how many immortals he has. He can look to win the game. Does move in. But as time goes on, Solar's building up a greater army. Taking up a handful of Lurkers. Mothership goes down. Mothership falls. No detection. Observer went down as well. Ay, ay, ay. And Solar's holding. He's holding on. There's just no detection here. Lurkers are all he needs. Just hold the line. Corrupt is looking for more reinforcements, looking for anything else, and they might even find the Oracle. They're going for the Stargates. Oracle's on the way. But there's nothing else to support here. The Immortals, they get cornered. Yeah, you cannot get out, cannot escape. Immortals do fall. We have a Zealot runway towards the top side. It does get some damage done, but GG gets called, and a Solar, he will take the series 2-0, advancing on to the semi-finals. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Congratulations here to Solar as he does claim the series, does advance on into the semi-finals. My condolences to Sheamus. Again, I was shocked by the vetoes as we saw. As we saw, the going into Old Republic was shocking to me when it came to the vetoes, just because it's so difficult to defend on 4 bases. As we saw, I mean, again, I was impressed that Sheamus did hold initially, but he was still broken. He was still broken in the end. Shout out to Solar for being very opportunistic at catching those Tempests as they were popping out. And with that GG, well played. We're getting into the semifinals. Let us head on over here and catch up on the rest of the bracket. Let's go. Let us go. From the top here, it looks like we have both semifinals at the same time. Here we go. We have Clem. Clem takes down Nick Rack 2-0. Percival takes down Trigger 2-0 as well. Very impressive play here by Percival. Remember, Trigger was able to take him down in the Stellarfest tournament last week in that big offline event, but here Percival, he pops off. Very impressive. And we have our 2 semis. We have Clem versus Percival and MaxPax versus Solar happening at the same time. Let's go. So we have our 2 semifinals, and we're going to be following Solar into MaxPax. Vetoes are underway. Vetoes are underway, so we're going to be going on a short break, and when we come back, we'll have Solar versus MaxPax, and the winner goes up against the winner of Clem versus Percival. Let's go. Let us go. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the semi-finals, or semi-finales here of the PiGosaur Cup. PiGosaur Cup number 57. We've reached the top 4. We have our top 4 players. We have Clem versus Percival in the upper semis, but we have our own series in the lower semi-finals. We have a PVZ and spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Title Citadel. We have the Danish Protoss player. We have the red Protoss. Besides from gaming, it is MaxPax. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, going for the 12 pool. God damn it. Going for the 12 pool, we have the blue Zerg player representing Team Falcons from land of South Korea. It is a Solar. I'm shaking my head. Here we go. Let's go, baby. Let's go. As we're getting into our ZVP, and again, Soul's going for the 12 pool. Welcome to Title Citadel. This is a larger map. The map pool, larger map. I will say the bases are very spread out. The 3rd, 4th, and 5th bases are very spread out in this map, and they do make it a little bit awkward coming into the mid game. But Soul is going to avoid that completely, as Lings are going to be flooding across the map as we speak. Let's go. He's gonna send it. Gonna send that map. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, here we go. We go for the 12 pool drone. Let's go, man. Let's go. 12 pool drone pool here. One way or another, Solar, he either kills MaxPax or he dies trying. MaxPax back at home, going for his own gate expanded Cybercore. No probe scout. No shot. 0 probe scout out of MaxPax. This might be a trend here. I'm not too familiar with his PvZ specifically, but if MaxPax is known not to pylon block and not to probe scout, this is actually really nicely formulated here by Solar. Very smart play, very smart style here to abuse some of the tendencies of MaxPax. And here we go. The pylon gets surrounded, and that's game. That's just game then and there. The pylon goes down. That means no gateways, no zealots, no nothing. Boys are being pulled. Lings, they do fights. There's nothing being produced, so he knows he can afford to fight, and every probe should go down. The Lings will overwhelm. A nice control by Solar. GG gets called, and Solar, he will take game number 1. GG. Whew, GG, well played. I didn't even get to put up the predictions. The game just ended. But GG, well played. If you're in the chat, predictions are now open. Predictions are now open. Place your bets to get your gambling going as we're getting into our series here. I often do forget predictions if we ever have some hyper cheese at the beginning, because I get so engrossed in the game itself, so I do apologize. But Solo's up 1-0, and Solo needs 2 more to take the series. GG, well played. And again, it is standard to probe scouts. We saw no probe scout out of MaxPax, so he had no information ahead of time as to the all-in that was coming. Otherwise, we would have seen the boys being pulled preemptively. We would have seen a zealot being chronoed out to defend. Would have seen a much crisper response. But again, we saw no response out of MaxPax because he had no idea what was happening. He was cutting corners. He was playing blind. He gets punished for it. GG, well played. As we're getting into game number 2. So Sister Mad Lad, I mean, again, if MaxPax is known for cutting corners and known for not probe scouting, then it's calculated. It's calculated. So with that, a quick win here for Solar. Now we're loading into Mothership. And now, of course, I would imagine that that MaxPax will probe scout, or at least he should. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Mothership, we have the Danish Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Sidestorm Gaming. Down in the series, we'll see if he mounts back. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the blue Zerg player, the South Korean Zerg representing Team Falcons. It is Solar. Here we go. We're settling into our game, we're settling into our series. MaxPax setting up the low ground, and welcome to Mothership. Mothership is a 3-player spawn map. 3-player spawn map, very large, very wide, very open as well, and as a result, I would say it is difficult for the Protoss player to defend on 3 and 4 bases. I would give the edge to Solar coming into a longer game, and I don't really expect him to be too aggressive early on. There's no need to. Just calm down, get into a natural, into a 3rd base, into a 3-base setup, into a 4th, into Ling Hydra is what we're expecting, as MaxPax this time does scout. He's looking for his opponent. He will scout top right. He will find that Solo's nowhere to be found. And Solo this time does go for the 15-15, or 15 hatchery timing, I should say, into gas, into pool. So standard build here by Solar. It's going to be droning, going to be saturating, going to be building up. And settling in. As MaxPax does confirm that there's a hatchery, goes in to confirm the initial build. From here, there's a Stargate. So again, standard opener here, Stargate out of MaxPax, Solar joining up on 2 bases, getting a third, like everything's looking as it should be. Don't really expect anything crazy, not here. As we mentioned, I do feel like Mothership is a very good map for Solar to just macro on. Just build up on 4 bases. And we'll see if that's going to be the case. Oh, as MaxPax opening up with a Void Ray. Okay, I do like this. I do think that MaxPax needs to mix things up. I feel like if he just played standard, he would be at a deficit. So just going to be mixing things up here, going for the Void Ray and hiding his follow-up tech. So MaxPax being a little bit spicy. Jetpacks in, pulls away. No major damage, not yet. We have our safety spores on the way at 330. So spores are in production. Second queen is already here on the low ground. We have more queens on the way. Solar already getting fully saturated here on 2 bases. Getting up to full saturation. And the Void Ray is going to be hunting down Overlords. For now we have a Void Ray into Oracle, and we'll keep an eye open for any early tech. It may just be a standard opener anyway, just with a Void Ray. It's possible. Nice interception. Very nice. Void Ray takes a lot of damage, does find an Overlord. Finds one. There's no transfuse. Yeah, no transfuse. The Overlord will go down. Void Ray takes a lot of damage, but does get away. Does pull out, does get away. And it's going to be Void Ray into second Stargate. Very cheeky here. Okay. So second Stargate's on the way. And again, I do like this. I do feel like this is a little bit more necessary on this map. We do have a second Void Ray in production as well. The Overlord Solar, he sees, but does it click? Does it click on what's being built there? Does he double check? Solar, he needs to know. Lings are moving out. Solar, I don't think he clicked on it, by the way. The Overlord saw, but did Solar? Did he take note? Hold up. So we have a second Stargate, that is true. Are we going into mass Void Ray? The answer is yes. Okay, so it's going to be mass Void Ray, I believe, into charge. So we have the Evo Chamber, so we have the Forge, we have the Twilight Council. I believe that should be a charge follow-up. Mass Zealot into mass Void Ray. Let's go. And this can catch players off guard. Hero, he was messing around with this a little bit. I mean, Hero, his variation was going mass Oracle into charge. This is mass Void Ray to charge instead. So MaxPax adds his own flair to it. And if this goes unscouted, this can overwhelm. Now it is going to be Ling Hydra out of Solar. Without Banelings, it's going to be a tough hold. Solar is yet to confirm. He has yet to confirm what's going on. He has seen the second Void Ray. And now he confirms the third. Yep. Confirms there's a third Void Ray on the way. Mass Hydra will deal with the Void Rays, but again, that's what the Delta for. That's why Baneliness is going to be necessary here to defend. Without Banelings, the charge lots are just going to wreak havoc. Here we go, Mass Void Ray into the main. No, we're 3D printing Colossus. Let's go. Going into the main base, we have the mass prismatic alignments. Hydras are somewhat keeping up. Steps on the right hand side. Ooh, and Storm is in production. Storm is on the way. Despite getting charged, where are the warp-ins? They're not available yet. Adepts distracts. Here comes Solar right down the center. Solar, he's going for an all-in. You can see here, he does not saturate the third. Third base is undersaturated. Fourth base just for Larva. He's going for the push, going for the all-in, going for purely Ling Hydra. No Eva Chamber upgrades whatsoever, just Hydra upgrades. He's going all-in, and we'll see if he can strike before Storm. Charge is done, but where are the warp-ins? Yeah, the wall is broken. High Templar coming in, but remember, there's no Storm. Yeah, Storm is not ready. No shield batteries. Oh no! He can't collapse in. Yeah, cannon he will. The cannon will finish. High Templar being chased down. Cannon will fall. Storm is done in 1 second. Just in time. Wow, just barely in time. They say, well, these High Templar could have gone down. I mean, despite that, the Hydras are breaking through. There are the Storms. Hydras, they pull away. Nice kiting. Nice concave. Oof. Yeah, brutal sword towards the end. As we're down to one Storm. One Storm is left. Hydras, they get in. That's the final Storm. And that's it. That's all he had left. The Mass Hydra, he's doing it. It's so close. The Archons are morphing in. There's two Archons and there's another Storm. With that, MaxPax, he's holding. He's holding on. He's holding on to one more Storm. And the Zealots, they wreak havoc. We did mention this without Baneling. Zealots, they just kill everything. The Charge, they hunt down the Hydras. Queens that were Lingen, they could have been useful earlier. It was close. It was very close. There's that final Storm. And MaxPax, he does defend. And he still has the higher probe count. Like, he's got 67 workers. MaxPax is ahead. He's ahead. He's getting further ahead. The longer this game goes on, the better it is for MaxPax. Solar's been all in this entire time, and he has failed to kill MaxPax. And he was so close as well. He just didn't kill any High Templar early on. Like, and to be fair, he didn't know. He didn't know there was no Storm, so he was being very tentative. That did hurt him in the end. Yeah, the Hydras are... I mean, there's not really many Hydras here. And there are so many Storms. Ooh. Does get one High Templar. Oh, good. Yeah, Storm connects. Hydras are softened up. Hydras are very low. Oh, they get across the map. There's nothing in him to defend. Solo turns everything around. Ay. Turns around his reinforcements. And again, MaxPax, he just has the more efficient army at the moment. This still comes down to the Storms, but even then, we're building up Archons, Immortals. More Chargeless as well. Oof. Now the Storm lands. There's still 6 High Templar. And MaxPax, he's still probing, by the way. He's getting another base. That's how confident he is. Lings, they will get into the bases. Oof. Another Storm. Another Storm lands. Oh god, oh, he gets through the Storm. Goes through the Storm. GG gets called. Totally will lose everything. And MaxPax, he will tie up the series 1-1. GG. GG, well played. We'll tie the series up. And again, MaxPax, he was able to buy enough time for Storm to complete. There was an opportunity there for Solar, but as we were trying to emphasize, Solar didn't know that Storm wasn't done. He didn't know that there was a window where he could actually just push into those High Templar. Because of that, he respected too much. He saw there was 6 High Templar, so he backed off. He didn't want to get stormed. Didn't realize there was no Storm. So there was a missed opportunity there for Solar, and with that, the High Templar, they survived. They got their Storms off, and with that, MaxPax does hold. GG. GG, well played. Whew. And now we're getting into game number 3. Beat Hydras with Void Rays. I mean, he beat Hydras with Charge and Storm. That's the point of the follow-up, is that you open up double Stargate and Void Ray, so you force out Hydras, and then you hard counter with Storm and Charge lots, right? Like you're kind of baiting Hydras, and you're going to be able to overwhelm the Hydra army with Storm and Charge lots. That's why Solo was all in, because his armor is just going to be outscaled by what MaxPax had. And GG. GG, well played. Here we go. As spawning in the top right-hand corner of Tourmaline, we have the Danish Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Sidestorm Gaming. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the South Korean Zerg player. We have the blue Zerg representing Team Falcons. It is Solar. And welcome one and all to Tourmaline. Tourmaline is one of the smaller maps of the map pool. Tourmaline has a very direct rush distance across the map, so we do expect all-ins. This is a better map for all-ins. Mothership is worse. Mothership is a larger map, longer rush distance by ground. Here, just because of how open specifically, I mean, look how open this third base is. It's the entrance is huge, especially if you can knock down these rocks. If the rocks get knocked down, we have a massive arc and a massive entrance into the third base. Likewise, here, in between the third and the natural, another massive entrance as well. So we've seen a lot of successful all-ins here on this map, so I do expect to see Solar cut workers again and go for another all-in. Not the same kind, but another variation is what we're expecting out of Solar. Meanwhile, out of MaxPax, because aggression is so favored here on Tourmaline, we do expect to see MaxPax be aggressive himself, and we kind of saw that on Mothership, right? So we saw the Mothership going into double Void Ray, then going into Storm. We'll see if he goes into early Blink, for example. I feel like early Blink has to be a must here. We'll see. We'll see if he goes into early Blink or early Glaives. It should still be a Stargate opener, but I'm referring to the Twilight Council timing after the Stargate. And again, this isn't just how massive the entrances are here to the third and to the natural. Also, there's no ramp. Like, there's no high ground. Like, there's no high ground advantage. There's no ramp advantage. There's no choke point. It's very open. Also, hello, Rowdy. See Rowdy in the chat. Este Getcha as well. Bienvenidos, bienvenidos. Here comes the Stargate. Stargate is on the way, leading into a third base. And again, what we're really curious about is going to be that Twilight Council timing out of MaxPax. Is what we care about. Ted moves out. Here we are still building up Lings. They do try to poke in for a scout. They get past the natural into the main base. They will confirm it is an Oracle first, not a Void Ray. Oh. Does a nice mining. Okay. Jesus. This is an overreaction. There's an Adept in the main. Overreaction here by MaxPax. It was distracted. Oracle will shut this down. But again, MaxPax, he very much wants to deal with these Lings. Big reaction. Meanwhile, shout out to Yommers in the chat. God, thank you so much. Thank you so much for subscribing for the first time. Sorry, I said for the first time. Subscribing here for 3 months. For 3 months. Thank you. Thank you. Do appreciate the support. Gracias. And that is a Twilight Council before third. So now we see why he wanted to kill those Lings. I mean, it was a little bit obvious, and maybe too obvious, because Solo, I'm sure he was like, hold on, why are you pulling the boys against my Lings? Like, that was crazy. It's because he does plan on going for early tech, which was expected on Tourmaline. Was expected. 3 gateways are going to be thrown down. Do we go into Blink or do we go into Glaives? What's it going to be? Lings, they try to poke in. They will get 1 probe. Twilight Council is done. Gibbs, Patty Gibbs. And there it is, Glavedeps. So Glavedeps here out of MaxPax. And again, Solar, he should realize that something is wrong. He should realize that most likely there's hidden tech in the main base. What exactly, yet to be determined. And he's going for the safety Roach Warren. So safety Roach Warren timing. Also, let's say baby links in the chat as well. Bienvenidos, bienvenidos. Buenos dias. Good morning. As the Oracles, they move out across the map. As Solar hopefully doesn't drone up too much here. He's getting up to 3 base saturation. Adepts are amassing. They're going to be warping into the natural. They're being kept hidden. MaxPax keeping them back. Ooh, as the Oracles, they do get some drones. They get 3 drone kills. Roach production has begun. Adepts are amassing. And Solar, he needs more roaches. He only has 4 so far, and he still he drones. Yeah, Solar drones up. Ay, ay, ay. So very greedy response here by Solar. Does see some adepts moving out. Now he sees everything he knows. Yeah, now he knows. And instantly starts up roach production, but these are delayed. Delayed roaches here from Solar. He does have some city. He needs to wall up. He needs to wall off. He's trying to. Okay, there we go. Does right in the Eva chamber. He needs another building though. Tumor's in the way. There it is. Oh no! No, no! The Adepts! They make it in! They make their way in. Ay, ay, ay. The tumor. Yeah, the tumor did block. Adepts, they bust into the main base. Not like this, and drones are going to be going down. Gets 1, getting up to 2. 2 drones so far. I mean, not too much damage yet. Oh. Yeah, not too much. Roaches, they will deflect. Adepts, they bust into the natural. Oh, we're getting more damage. 6 drone kills. Getting up to 6, getting up to 8. We have more Adepts in the main base, and this is getting a little bit out of hand here. Up to 9 drones, up to 10. Again, 10 drones go down, and you can argue that should have been 0, right? It's like, again, you saw that there was the tumor in the way. Solar, he could not wall off. He tried to, but then the roaches came in to reinforce. A very chaotic defense here at the natural. Failed to wall. And MaxPax, remember, this was not an all-in. I should emphasize that. This was Stargate into Twilight Council, not Twilight Council. So this is not an all-in. This was a macro build. We're getting to Blink, a +1, a 4th base as well. MaxPax is settling in towards a longer game, and Solar is redroning. He's redroning, he's resaturating. He was forced to make all these roaches. His upgrades in tech were delayed. And because of that defense, that means that, hey, MaxPax, he gets his 3rd. Gets his 3rd fully operational. Pressure's on Solar. Aya's going into Hydras. So he's taking up. He's droning up. But again, Solar's initial build was disrupted. I'll say that MaxPax has momentum. Solar coming in from behind. Nice flank. Oof, stasis goes off. He does get 1 Stalker kill. Gets 1 Stalker, pulls away, and it's all about just buying time. Solar, he's droning, he's saturating, getting up to 80 workers. Eventually into Hydras, and the question becomes, does he take his gases? If he takes his gases, that's indicative of Hive Tech into Lurkers. Otherwise, he might just max out with Ling Roach Hydra. You know, MaxPax is working on his splash damage. Temple Archives on the way for Storm. Center base is under fire. Ooh, Adepts, they get 3 more drones. And Solar, he does commit. Gets a couple of Stalkers, not bad. 3, 4 Stalkers going down, very nice damage. Solar, he does punish, and you can see he's slowly building up more Hydras. More Hydras are amassing, and I don't see an infestation pit. I don't see any extra gases. Okay, he's committing. You can see Solar making 24 more Lings, making 11 Banelings as well. Solar, he has no intention of taking up into Hive. Uh-oh. But again, not quite in position. Solar's taken into the bases. Queen is going to be shut down. Mining is denied. Solar's being delayed long enough for Storm. Right, Storm will finish. It will finish in time to defend, and what do we have to defend now? On the one hand, MaxPax, he did a great job at buying time for Storm. On the other hand, we did emphasize at the beginning of the game how difficult it is for Protoss to defend on 3 bases. You can see just how open this area is. Solar, he just ignored the 4th. He ignored, and the 4th is on the low ground as well. Like, it's just brutal bases all around. Lings, they come in for this round, they get 1. They force out 2 Storms. There's 1 Storm left. Soon to be 2. But again, MaxPax is at a disadvantage trying to defend. Low ground 4th is crazy, by the way. Like, I can't remember the last time we had a base set up like this. It's crazy. Oh, but Banelings are denied. Nicely done. Denies the Banelings. Meanwhile, Banelings do roll into the middle line. Oh no! Ooh, massive connections. 10 probes. Takes on 10 workers. Solar, he does remax. And again, the longer this game goes on, the better it is for MaxPax. So Solar, he has to end the game soon. He's not set up for the late game. Zealot's at buying time. They're distracting Solar. They're causing distractions. MaxPax taking another base. Solar splitting up his army. He splits, he's going for both fringe bases. Northern base does hit first. Always hit first. Stasis does connect. Very nice stasis. Aliens are rolling in. Oh no! Late reaction! Yeah, late reaction by MaxPax and probes. It looks like they should go down. Oof. They do connect. Northern base will fall, and Solar's pushing in towards the natural, towards the 3rd as well. MaxPax being pulled apart. Stasis is about to run out. Aliens are trying to break through. They fail to do so. That's still going to be 16 probe kills. And 16 probes, and MaxPax, he cannot keep up. He can't keep up, not anymore. Hydras are breaking through. Second army's pushing back in. MaxPax is just being pulled apart from one side then to the other. And Solar, can he break down that door? Oh no, the storm! Oh my god. Massive storms. MaxPax is holding on. How many more High Templar? He's got 6. 6 in total. He's holding on to 2, soon to be 3 storms. So 2 storms currently with the army. Let's go 2 storms. Going back in. So he needs to break down this door. He needs to break in. And he will. Aliens will crash forward. We have more storms to defend. Does land. MaxPax is holding on. He's got plenty of Archons. He's trying to hold on, but the natural has finally been broken. Lings are flooding in. Robo gets depowered. Banelings into the mineral line. A little bit messy there from Solar. Oof. As the main army has to back up, the Hydras are very exposed. He has to get out of here. Hydras pull away. That's going to be 17 probe kills. And Solar, he keeps going. The 4 hero Lings. And again, like, this map is just not built to defend on 4 bases. Like, you know. No. It's just so difficult to pull this off. But it's a best of 5, so limited vetoes, of course. Does catch 4 Archons in the center. Very nice catch here by Solar. And again, outside of some amazing storms, Solar, he should break him. He should break MaxPax. I say that, that's still a lot of High Templar. He's got 8 High Templar. With some solid storms, like, he can kill Solar. He can do it. Again, Solar has a very fragile army. Solar's moving in. And now he's being deflected. Storm does crazy army. Hydras to get behind the mineral line. Nice movement here by Solar. He gets in. He does force out the Archons. Both Archons go down. And Solar, he's breaking this position at the same time. He also pushes into the natural. Banelings, they roll in. They get the mineral line. And mineral line goes down. 28 more probes. And as we mentioned, like, he should overwhelm. Like, MaxPax, there's no shot he's able to defend. Not here, not this time. GG gets called, and Solar, he does take lead in the series 2-1. GG. Whew, GG, well played, and with that, Solar takes the lead. Again, Tourmaline is a very, very aggressive map. It favors aggression so much, as we were trying to emphasize. It is so difficult to defend your third base, and your fourth, and your fifth as well. Like, all the bases outside of your first two, even your natural. Like, every base is difficult to defend here on Tourmaline, and Solar to take advantage of that. To be fair, this is why MaxPax went Glaive Adepts, right? This is the reason why he went Glaive Adepts at the beginning, is to try to be aggressive and deal critical damage early on. He did get 10 drone kills, but that was not enough. Like, 10 drones was good, but not enough to really disrupt and delay Solar to give him the time he needed. I mean, I say that, he did successfully get his fourth, right? He got his fourth base up and running, but that wasn't good enough. Not good enough here, not on Tourmaline, just because of how exposed the bases are. With that Solar, he committed to an all-in. It's hard to say all-in, but he did have 80 drones, 4 bases, but he did not take up into Hive or into Lurkers or into anything else. He was completely all-in. If at any point he took a bad fight, then MaxPax would recover and would take it from there. And in the end, Solar did break him. GG. GG, well played. Now we're loading into game number 4, potentially the final game of the series. Let's go. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of the Old Republic, we have the red Protoss player, the red Protoss himself. We have the Danish Protoss representing Psystorm Gaming. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Zerg player, or the blue Zerg player himself, representing Team Falcons. It is Solar. And we actually did bring this map up in the previous game. I was saying, yo, you think the Old Republic is bad? I mean, Tourmaline, you can't take any base. Here, the Old Republic, welcome one and all. This is a larger map compared to Tourmaline, that is true. But similar to Tourmaline, this fourth base is so difficult to defend. This low ground fourth base and the linear fourth base as well. They are very difficult to defend. As a result, if MaxPax tries to turtle up and get into Sky Toss, it's going to be very difficult to pull off here. We expect to see Solar go for... I mean, he doesn't even need to all in, but we expect him to be hyper aggressive, to gain map control, and to contain, and to just shut MaxPax down. We'll see how MaxPax will approach this map. I'll be very impressed if he can set up on 4 bases. He tried to on Tourmaline, but again, the map was working against him. We'll see if he can do so here. We'll see if he goes into another early Twilight Council. Again, I'm a little bit surprised as to the vetoes, but also a reminder that we're still early in the season, which means players are a little bit less familiar with what is good and what isn't, what strengths and weaknesses are in each map. It looks like some of the other smaller maps are vetoed, referring to Riri Rock, referring to 10,000 feet. I would say that MaxPax would have had an easier time on those maps compared to these ones, though. Like, I don't know, if I was Protoss, I feel like Tourmaline and the Old Republic should be insta-vetoes in ZVP. But regardless, we're getting in, and we'll see if MaxPax can defy expectations, or if he has something else quirky up his sleeve. But now, Stargate. Stargate opener into a third base. The opener is standard. We're looking for the Twilight Council timing. Does he go into Glaives again? Does he go into early Blink? I wouldn't be opposed to early Blink Stalkers here. Even 8K Blink might be strong on this map. Maybe. We'll see. As once again, Void Ray opener. This makes sense. So Void Ray opener out of MaxPax, he's going to hide his tech. Does he go for Glaives? Does he go into Blink? Does he go into a second Stargate? Do we go into a Fleet Beacon, into a Tempest Rush? What's it going to be? So far, 3 drones. Very nice. Nice damage here out of MaxPax. What does go down? And here comes a second Void Ray. This is looking very similar to the game on Mothership. Okay. The game 2. Second Void Ray is on the way. Are we going to charge as a follow-up? What's the plan? Meanwhile, Lings, they will get across the map. We do have a faster lair out of Solar. That is a lair before Eva Chamber. You have my attention. Oracle will zone away. And it's going to be Twilight Council alongside the Forge. Doesn't go for the second Stargate this time. Does make more Void Rays. That is true. As he has 2, soon to be 3 Void Rays, but this time it's going to be a less of a commitment to Void Rays. And I believe this should be +1 in charge. But we'll keep an eye on MaxPax. We mentioned this on Mothership, how you want to bait the opponent into Ling Hydra with your Void Rays and then catch him off guard with Storm and with Charge Lots. We'll see if that's the case. As Void Rays will arrive. More Void Rays in production. Oh, and now we see why we went for the fast lair. So lair first, no upgrades into a Ling Queen Haida Soul in. Ay, okay. Meanwhile, it is going to be +1 in charge, as we did expect. +1 charge into Temple Archives into Storm. But the problem is that this hits late. The problem is that MaxPax needs more time to get into Storm, and meanwhile, the all-in is hitting now. So swift moves here by Solar. Lings, they poke in. He sees the Zealot. That's a big tell. He knows. Yeah, the Zealot, there should be no Zealot at this stage of the game. So charge is revealed. Nidus into the main base. Lings, they're flooding in. They distract the Oracle. And the Voiders out of position. They're out of position. They're racing back home. The Nidus will complete. Yeah, no reaction here out of MaxPax. Lings, they pop up in the mineral line. There's the NG overcharge. Queens, they bust in. There are so many Queens. And they need to spread creep. Yeah, creep is spreading. We have more Nidus worms. Going for the Artosis Pylon. No, the Pylon. The Pylon's going to go down, denying +1 charge and Void Ray production. Everything gets depowered. Ay. And Solar, he's here to end the game. He's here to end the game. He's here to kill. There's one more Pylon finishing. Oh, now, Clutch Transfuse. Pylon does repower the Stargates. Queens, they pull back. We have Spine Crawlers on the way. Oof. Snipes onto the Voids. They'll snipe a Void Ray, getting on top of the Temple Archives as well, which means what you see switching up when it comes to Archons. Nice feedbacks. Does feedback. Queens are being forced back as well, and Solar, ooh, he's running. Solar, he's running up back at home. Everything gets repowered. He needs those Spine Crawlers. As Lings, they do flood in towards the natural. +1 is denied. And nice around. Archon falls. Charge is complete. We have more Zealots on the way. And with the Spine Crawler finishing, I believe Solar, he should maintain this position. Yeah, he does maintain. He's wreaking havoc on the low ground. Charge will say move in. One Queen gets caught. He gets one. But just the one. And again, let's say Solar, he's done it. Like MaxPax, he has been broken. Losing all of his probes. The Queens cannot be dealt with. We are getting some warp-ins in, but only some. And Solar behind is going into Roaches. Smartly is not going into Hydra. Kills the main base. Void Rays, they got one of the Spine Crawlers, are going for the other. The Queens are still barely holding their own. Yeah, they're barely holding on. Oof. Yeah, as now they have to back off. Zealots say we'll clean this up. But there's still Lings in the natural. Every Queen will go down. Oh, actually, 2 Queens escape. Okay, 2 Queens, they barely get away. Lings, they head on over towards... Oh, they do pull back. And Solar, he has a very comfortable lead. He's got double the worker count. And likewise, he has more Roaches on the way. He has Overlord Speed in production. We have more Queens. What does Overlord Speed mean? That means he can go for a Drop Lord counterattack. Oh boy. Solar's not done. He's not done. He doesn't want to let MaxPax recover in this game. He's building up to a second wave, a second all-in. Let's go. Just waiting for the drop lords. Oh no. Yeah, GG gets caught, spots all the roaches, and Solar, he will take the series 3-1, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Solar, he will claim the series. Again, MaxPax was being cheeky with his build, going in a mass void ray into charge Archon, very similar to the game on Mothership, but Solar instead, he was able to strike MaxPax before he could get away with his cheeky build. Solar went for his own all-in. He was able to hit before Storm, before charge finished as well, before +1, before MaxPax could hit his timing. Solar did stop him. GG, well played. Congratulations here to Solar. Does advance on to the finals. Again, a very aggressive build here out of Solar. We had the 12 pool drone pool in game 1. We had the Ling Hydra all-in on Mothership that did fail. We saw in game 2 that was MaxPax being cheeky, MaxPax going into Glaives, and Solar going for a Lair Tech all-in. And here in game number 4, we did have the Ling Queen Nidus all-in as well. So fun fact, every game of the series, Solar went for a different all-in. Different all-in in every game. But I appreciate all the variety here from Solar. Do appreciate it. GG, well played. And again, what I will say, it isn't just he went for an all-in in every game. A lot of these maps do favor all-ins. Talking about Old Republic, talking about Tourmaline as well. So there are certain maps that do kind of favor that kind of style. 10,000 feet, true. 10,000 feet as well. That was game 1. But with that, GG, well played. With that, Solar does claim the series. And now let's catch up on the bracket. Let's figure out what's been going on and where exactly we are. What's happening? Oh, okay, here we go. GG, well played. With that, we're getting ready for the grand finals. Clem took down Percival 3-0, and now we have the grand finals. Going to be a best of 5 between Clem and Solar. Let's go. Let us go. Clem versus Solar is going to be coming up next. Vetoes are underway. So we're going to be going on a short break. And when we return, we will have the grand finals. Never mind, vetoes are done. Vetoes are complete, and we're getting into game 1. Game 1 is going to be on Title Citadel. Oh. Here we go. We're getting into game 1. Vetoes are complete, and again, it's deep late into the night here for Clem. I want to say it's around 4 a.m. Around 4. Soon to be 5 a.m. in the morning. Clem. And he's going to be favored here, but we'll see what the vetoes were like, and we'll see what we load into. I'm curious to see how Solar compares to Clem. They have gone back and forth in recent times, but I will say that certain maps here are going to be favoring certain styles. We'll see. I'm a little bit curious to see how they play out on Title, though. Title Citadel is a very quirky map when it comes to how big it is, when it comes to how exposed or how spread out the bases are as well. True. It would be more difficult for the Terran player, for example, to maintain their own 3 and 4 base setup. We'll see. We shall see. Let's go. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Title Citadel, we have the French Terran player. We have the French Terran player himself, the blue Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Zerg player. We have the red Zerg representing Team Falcons. It is Solar. Here we go. And if you're in the chat, predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat. Let's go. Let us go as we're settling into Tidal Citadel. And again, one of the big features of this map, the natural is relatively secure. So we have a relatively secure natural base, but the third base is going to be a little bit more awkward here. We have the triangular third, which again has a much kind of longer distance between the third base and the natural. There's also an entrance here in between that you can open up, that you can abuse. So there are multiple kind of attack paths here. We have one towards the right, towards the top right and top center, in the center of the map as well. And we also have our linear third base, which I would say is much more secure, much more of a secure third. But again, expanding and getting into a 4-base setup is going to be more difficult. Sure, you have your initial 3 bases, but the 4th base is much more spread out here. And just bear that in mind. It does go both ways. It does mean that the Zerg player is going to have a harder time rotating against a multi-pronged aggression. True. So they'll have a harder time rotating. At the same time, the Terran player will also have a hard time kind of like turtling up. Ideally, the Terran player wants to expand with their army and push forward. So we might even see the center base taken instead as a 4th. We'll see. We shall see. Now we're settling in. Coming into this, Clem is going to be favored, but we have seen Solar take to Clem in recent times. I'm just hoping for a back and forth. I'm hoping that this isn't a 3-0. That's all I want. That's all I want, Pappy. No 3-0. Solar does go for the linear third base, as to be expected. Oh, and Clem is going for the bunker. Okay, so Reaper first into bunker, into Marine, rallying across the map, and we'll see if Clem can find some damage at the third. Very cheeky moves here by Clem. SCV ready. Throws out the bunker, pulls away. Marines are rallying across the map to load into said bunker. And Sol has no idea. He has no idea that the bunker is there. As the bunker does complete. And this is going to be a rough position here for Solar. And again, all this is going to do is force out units, right? Force out links. At this stage of the game, Solar wants to be droning. He just wants to drone up as heavily as possible. But the drones are going to be delayed. One link goes down. A nice pick off there with the Reaper. That means one less link to deal with this. Here we go. The hatchery does complete, which means no cancellation. Yeah, there's no cancellation available. He waits until it finishes, then he reveals his hand. Smart moves out of Clem. And the hatchery's taking a lot of damage. You can see here 6 lings are in production. More queens are on the way. Again, Solo wants to be droning, but he can't. He cannot drone. Has to make lings instead. Hellion has arrived to make sure that lings they cannot surround. Hatchery's down to half HP. But again, with the help of all these queens, Solo should defend. It's just, you know, he's forced to make lings. Is the damage being dealt here? So a lot of inadvertent damage. Lings they get to surround. Queens zone away. Oh. Nice kiting. Very nice kiting. The Hellion. Oh, gets one more volley. Does finally go down. And Solo will clean up. He'll clean this up. I spoke too soon. We have more reinforcing Hellions. Solo, he needs more damage. Oh, gets one. Yeah, nice movement. Surrounds one Hellion. That should not have happened. So misstep there from Clem. And from there, we back off. From there, now Solo, he's droning up as hard as he can. He's trying to recover. Trying to re-drone. Behind this, Clem going into his own 3rd CC into Banshee play. So 3 CC, 1-1-1. Building up into the mid game. Nice delay on the 4th. Again, the problem here is that I would say for Zerg, there's only one 4th base option, right? There's only one 4th base. So Clem just has to focus on patrolling in this area. Yep, once again, here comes the attempted 4th. And once again, it is denied. So Solo just cannot expand. Big delay. Queens have to slowly move in. And they will escort the drone. Oh! Oh my god, tempted. Tempted to dive in. Oof. So again, delayed fourth base, delayed droning, delayed saturation. Pressure's on Solar. Oh, gets us around. Clem not paying attention. Yeah, massive catch. Surrounds 2 Hellions. Clem slipping up. And from here, Solar's getting into his own Ling Bane setup. Ling Bane is on the way. Clem likewise going to his own bio as well. Reactor on the factory, going to bio mine. Not tanks. So Banshees, they finally move out. This one gets 3 drones. Drone kills, getting up to 6 even. Oh god. Yeah, 6, 7, 8 drones go down. We'll lose both Banshees though, so nice damage here from Solar. We did have a trade, a back and forth. Ideally, Clem, he wants to keep those Banshees alive to keep threading the bases, but did lose them. Now Solar can once again focus on droning. Focus on droning up. Here comes the Widowmine production. Oh, Estenish in the chat. As Clem is pushing. Behind this, getting his 4CC. He's going to be expanding towards the left-hand side. Oh, right. He took his high ground base first. Okay. Nice setup. Clem does break in. Mind shots, they will... Ooh. Crazy army. Clem picks up just in time. I'll pick up out of Clem. Drops into the main base. Spores are in position. And Solar's holding. So he's holding on. So far, so good. Taking up into the infestation pits. Because we already have a hydrogen, I'm assuming this is going to be for lurkers. I'm making that assumption. Which would actually trade well against a more Widowmine heavy composition. As Marines at a night creep, we can see Clem pushing in towards the left hand side as well. And so far, just focusing on creep. Actually diving into the base, he wants the hatchery. Oh! Outlings, they come in. They do come in time. Base at the mine shots. Oof. And Clem, he doesn't make it in. It was a big gamble, it was not worth it. Clem has to pull away. And that also means that all this creep survives, as he could have otherwise cleaned it up. Could have cleaned it up. There's that lurker down. Again, we did assume it was going to be lurkers just because there was a Hydra tech and range upgrades. So lurkers are on the horizon. Getting into the lunkers. Clem does bring everything together. He's got his main army. Planetary is still barely not done. Oof. Oh my god, the mine shot. This does drag army. Sorry, Clem back home. Does drag him all the way back. So when he spots Clem. Clemmy turns back around. Yeah, forced back home. Clemmy's out of position. And Bailey's they get on top of the ramp. Again, you can see Clem forced down the ramp. Fighting back up into a concave. But no major damage. Solar, he didn't get into the mineral line, or he did, but Clemmy pulled away in time. Only 4 SCVs. Wow, only 4 SCV kills. Ay. There was a lot of potential with that move, but alas, Solar didn't find much damage. Nice crisis management here by Clem. As in Clem, he was completely out of position, but barely lost anything, and now we're maxed. Now both armies are maxed out. Clem, he has no academy. True. No academy, no ghost production. Lurker tech is on the way. Banelings, they do slip in. Clem pushing deep on creep, actually. Very deep. Oh. Link run by is deflected. Oh my god, brutal connection. So far, Clem has been out trading, forcing fights off of creep. And ghost production has begun. Okay, we have the ghost on the way. Academy is complete as well. So we have the ghost. He has the answers to the vipers, to the lurkers. He's getting there. Oh god. Ah no. Lion shots are popping up. Solo does pull away towards the end. Meanwhile, lurkers are getting caught out as well. And Solo's being pulled apart. How many lurkers are left? 0. So 0 lurkers. Ooh. No split. Oh my god, no splits. No splits. Clem takes all the beatings to the face, and Solar, he's holding. He's holding on, he's defending. Clem, he was not paying attention, focusing on his northern push. Takes all the banelings to the face. Does get an expansion, but Solar's still in this. Still in this, thankfully. Thanks to the fight that went his way. And now we have lurkers. Now lurkers have been amassing. So far there are 8 lurkers and 2 vipers. This lurker expansion is exposed. Ghost gets surrounded. Catching more reinforcements. Some mind connections. Oof. As Ghost do kite back. That's going to be a cancel in the CC. Does cancel. Clem getting caught out. Leading out more Marines. We're getting messy. We're getting messy back. But this does at least drag Solo all the way back home. It drags him back. Everything turned around. Giving Clem some breathing room. And again, can Clem even expand though? Can he get a 5th base? We spoke about it earlier, but your initial 4-base setup is a little bit more spread out. The 5th base is very exposed. And Solo, he wants it. He wants that 5th expansion. Oh. Viper does abduct. Gets 2 more ghosts. Oh. I mean, the snipes are brutal. Bailey's gonna connect. Oh my god. Forcing a bit of friendly fire. But Clem is holding. Clem is holding on. He does force back the army. He's trying to reestablish his 5th. Will eventually land. Clem is holding on. Sola now no longer just relying on his pure army. He does have some spellcasters on the way. Infestors are coming. He uses those fungals. Fungals are on the way. Still very intense. I would still say that Clem is a little bit on the back foot just because of how difficult it is to maintain this 5th, but it's getting there. Planetary's on the way. Sensor Tower, Widow Mines. Clem, he's getting there. Working towards Neosil frames. Solar does pull away. Solar rotating over towards the 4th base instead. Interesting. Nice is found. Oh, Solar getting caught out. Does land a bit of a fungal. And I TMP on the Vipers and Solar. It's just a really awkward engagement here. Losing Infestors, Ling Bane. Did get EMP'd. And I don't blame him. The pathing is really awkward here in the center. We have all these winding paths. And side blockers. So very awkward in the center. There's a ghost. Does pick up a ghost. And Clem is perfecting his army. After just bio play getting to Ghost, now working towards Liberators. So Lib Ghost is being built up. I would appreciate Lib Ghost tank. Unfortunately, there's no tank production here from Clem. This is a more mobile, aggressive composition with Widowmine instead. Much more mobile. Solar he rotates, he wants his Ghost. Up! Ghost, they do cut back in time. They pull away. Decent splits here from Clem. Yeah, he will lose minimal Ghosts. Those are 2 Ghosts going down. As into the main base, gets spotted. Clem, he defends. Solar's still moving in. Diving on the planetary. And this time Clem is out of position. The base will go down. Nice pick up here by Solar. Takes down the center expansion. And he even gets another CC as well. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, brutal losses there for Clem. And we spoke about it. This defensive position here is that much weaker. There's no tanks. Widowmines are great when we're pushing across the map, and we're fighting out in the open. Defensively, less so. Against Hydra-heavy compositions. And at this point, Solar's done it. Like, Solar, he's just denying bases. At a certain point, Clem will just run out of money. Clem, he needs to expand. He needs a base. Solar, he backs off, rotates, goes for another CC. Takes down another expansion. Oh, nice snipes. Nice snipes on the Hydras. Better fight for Clem. Clem takes the fight, does force back Solar. Solar did overextend. But as long as Solar can continue to knock down the 5th base, it's worth it. Like, it's totally worth it. If Solar, he has at the top right, and he has the gold base as well. Get the gold expansion. Bold move with the Zerglings. Bold move. And not quite worth it. Solar is building up. Clem, he's establishing this expansion. I do feel like this 5th base is more defendable though, compared to the low ground base, right? This low ground expansion is so open and so exposed. Here on the right hand side, we have the high ground, choke point here. Yeah, I mean, much more secure 5th. Again, it's a learning process, right? Like, as players get used to the maps, this is a much better 5th base for Clem. And I don't know if Solar can break this position, I'll be honest. EMP zone away. Nida swarms are popping up. Clem's still trying to take that low ground expansion. I shouldn't be able to. Yeah, here comes a lunge. Ling Bane zones away the Ghost. Ooh, even forcing friendly fire. And the CC is going to be denied at the same time. Nida Swarm did finish up. Lurkers, they bust into the natural. Clem being pulled out of position. Oh my god. Yeah, the Ghosts, they struggle. They do struggle. Massive fungal pops up. And can he get more Ghosts? He is. Oh my god. Expensive losses here for Clem. And remember, Clem can't afford these losses. Nowhere near as much as Solar. That was how many? That was 7 Ghosts going down. Ay, ay, ay. 7 Ghosts, 19 SCVs. The natural as well. And Solar can remax and do that again. Just remax and keep going. Has to be careful there. Has to still respect the army. Doesn't waste his fungal. There is a Burrowed Infestor. Scan top right. I mean, every base has been taken at this point. Clem is aware. Does get on top of the gold. Okay. Clem getting some damage done. At the same time, he'll lose the center base again. Wait, which is a given at this point. It's expected. Nice damage though, getting 18 drones. Oh no! Clem not paying attention. Goes to get caught out. And massive pickups. So does catch a couple of those ghosts. Pulls away. Behind is going the corruptors. Interesting. I mean, that's to help against the liberators. Speaking of, not liberators top right. Mining is being denied. Clem is not taking this line down, but at the same time he's down to 30 SCVs. Clem, he's broke. He has gas, but he has no minerals. He needs this base. Speaking of, Solo once again going for the dive. Decent mine connections. They are decent. Kites back, kites away. Oof. Fongos don't quite connect. Forcing friendly fire. Look, Clem he's holding. Clem, he spreads very nicely here. He does hold onto the high ground. Cleans up most of the Link Bane. Abductions, but there's no follow-up. Oh my god. Yeah, as Ghosts, they hold their own. The CC does go down. We'll lose 6 SCVs. But that was a more efficient fight for Clem. Better fight for the Terran. Solar, he's burned through his bank as well. I mean, hey, he lost the gold base. He was being denied mining. Clem, he's still in this. It has to be Circle for though. Once surrounded, it's over. Cannot get surrounded on creep. Oh, we'll lose a full medevac. Massive pickup. And even though Clem has been taking some better fights, it may just not be enough. It may just not be enough anymore. He's baiting the army out. Getting on top of the Corruptors. Lock-in is broken. Corruptors, they get away. Mine shots, oof, are dragged. Sully's tempted. He's tempted to keep chasing. Now forced back. Soleil's slowly building up a larger army. Remember, Soleil's retaking the gold base as well. Clem needs to get more done. Being dragged back. Does go for the gold. Does force a cancel. When do we scan, Pappy? There it is. There's the scan. I believe that was the CC that was in the natural. Yeah, he floats it over. Gonna be an orbital, not a planetary. Then rotating top right. Soul is in position. Oh, he has borrowed Baneless as well. Jesus. Banelings are ready. Clem, what's the plan? Where are we headed? Yes, harass both bases. And once again, the drop has arrived. There's that fungal. Oh! Snipes to connect. Oh, scan does graze the infestor. Okay. Solar down to 0 infestors, no fungals. Yeah, no more fungals. I was very fortunate here for Clem. The mine shots! Oh my god. Mine shots connecting. No mine shot goes off. It does get baited. Link Bane is rolling in. Do we have any more Widow Mines? They're not burned. They're not burned in time. As it goes to splits, and Link Bane is dealt with, and this Clemmy takes the fight. Oh my god, he takes the fight. Shuts down the Link Bane. The Solar gets to get the hell out of here. He's losing too much, losing far too much. Or the Link Bane, the Hydras. GG gets called, and Clem will take the game. He will take game number 1. Whew, GG. Ay. Solar, he committed so hard to that fight. Imagine that fight with the Infestor, with the Fungal. Again, the scan did clip the Infestor. The Infestor went down, 0 Fungals, and Solar, he overextended. He lost everything trying to chase down those ghosts. GG, well played. Whew, very intense game. Very close, very clutch. Honestly, Solar, I mean, there were some really good moments there for Solar as well, but Solar, he was being denied the gold. The gold base kept going down, and he did take some really rough fights. This was also a little bit on Solar. As he was rebuilding and remaxing, he was honestly really light when it came to the spellcasters. He never really rebuilt his Infestors or his Vipers either. Infestors specifically, that's how you lock down these ghosts. You need those Fungals, and there was always potential with those Bard Infestors, but we only had, like, I want to say even 6 throughout the entire game. Like, Solar, he was very adverse to rebuilding those Infestors and getting back into them. Instead, Solar, he was overconfident. He was hoping he could just brute force the game and try to end it with purely Lingbane Hydra Infestor. Sorry, Lingbane Hydra Corruptor. He was hoping he could brute force it, but in the end, GG well played. Was not able to pull it off. And now we're getting into game number 2. Let's go. Let us go. Whew, ay. That was a blunder. He could kill the entire mineral line and pull out. Yeah, that was Solar overextending 100%. And also, as we mentioned, like, Solar, he was very adverse to rebuilding his Infestors. He had 0 Infestors at the end, and he only had 1 for a long time as well. So there was no real way for him to lock down those ghosts. Just overconfidence. Went for the dive, or maybe I say overconfident, maybe a little bit of impatience as well out of Solar. But here we go. We're getting into game number 2, and spawning in the top right hand corner of Tourmaline, we have the South Korean Zerg player. We have the red Zerg representing Team Falcons. It is Solar. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we had a very impressive comeback here. Clem, he was down and out. He was losing his 5th base time. He lost his 5th base like 6 different times that game. It was crazy just how often he would lose his bases. He could barely keep up, barely sustain himself, but he was taking better fights. He was being more efficient with his units, and he did take that first lead. He's up 1-0. For Team Liquid, the French Terran, it is a Clem. The tenacity. I feel like almost any other Terran player out there, or if not every other Terran, would have tapped out at a certain point. They would have just tapped out just because of how difficult it was, how many bases were going down. At a certain point, Clem, he was down to like 30 SCVs. He could barely sustain himself, but he hung in there. Crazy. And now we're leading to Tourmaline. Tourmaline is a much more aggressive map. We spoke about this previously in the MaxPax series, but as you can see here, we have a very wide entrance in between the natural and the 3rd base, and we have a very wide entrance here into the 3rd as well. Likewise, we have a low ground 4th base, and also a more, I would say this base here is a little bit more secure towards the left-hand side if we do get there. But a lot of these bases are open, a lot of the bases are exposed. As a result, all-ins hit very hard on a Tourmaline. So I'm leaning towards something like, say, a Roach all-in. If we open up Roaches, then we could see Solar cut worker production at 3 base saturation and go for a Roach base all-in. Likewise, I would say that from the side of Clem, something like an ARAX can hit even harder here on Tourmaline, as the rush distance by ground is very direct. As you can see here, from natural all the way to natural base, there's no cliff faces, there's no high ground, there's no ramps or anything. There's 1 side blocker in the center, only 1. Outside of that, again, very direct across the map. Very direct. Oh, I see 3rd base is being taken. Here we're setting up. We have Clem going for his 3rd CC before starport, so economic build here out of Clem is opening up economically, and we'll see where our players take us. Series Systems hat. This looks like Legs of the Void version of Steps of War from Wings of Liberty. Yeah, there are some similarities for sure. Some similarities. I mean, I think this is a little bit larger than Steps of War, but again, it's very open, very exposed bases, very difficult to defend. We've seen all-ins be very successful on Tourmaline. I will say that Clem had a very intense game against Cyril on this map, if you recall, where Cyril did attempt to go... I mean, Cyril was being crazy himself. He was trying to rush into Ling Hydra, skipping banelings, and then Clem just 8-racks, and Clem did break the third base of Cyril. So it goes both ways when it comes to aggression. But again, that was also Cyril being crazy. That was... it's being crazy, man. As if you remember, that was during the Crank Gather's Team League tournament from 2 weeks ago. That was 2 weeks ago where Clem beat Cyril. During Team Liquid versus Team Basilisk. During the Team League, meanwhile, Hellions do bust into the main base. Oh, a bit of an overextension here. He does make it through, but will he get any drone kills? He will not. Oh, might get one though. Okay. Gets one. One drone for 2 Hellions and a Reaper. More Hellions to trickle in. Gets one more drone. But not quite worth it here for Clem, as he will lose another Hellion. Solar opening up Lair first. Lair before Eva Chamber, before any other tech. And Clem's aggression continues. Same time, Solo coming in with the scouts. He will confirm the 3rd CC. And we'll confirm the initial 1-1-1. Oh. Siege extra Raxes. Oh, as he does get on top of the 4th base, and looks like he will force a cancel. Okay, not bad. The Hellion run-bys earlier were a little bit lackluster, but here he denies the 4th base. Nice damage here from Clem. Likewise, 2nd base just right. Where is the detection? Uh-oh. Overseer just began. Overseer just began here. The Queen's under threat, so we do have one more transfuse. No más. Oh my god, Queen does get sniped. Queen goes down. Nice kiting here against the Lings. Clem fighting damage. Going for another Queen. Oh my god. Casito. He wants another. Settles for drones. 2, 3 more drones. Again, insane damage here by Clem. Denying the 4th base. Getting a Queen. Getting 3 more drones. Pulls away. Saves both Banshees. At least so far. He wants another Queen. He gets another. 2nd Queen goes down. Hellions are still sharking around as well. They confirm the 4th base location, or at least they're about to. Spots the creep, pulls away. Banshees, they confirm there was no backup base here towards the left-hand side. And Clem, he's taking up. We have a 2nd factory. 2nd factory, we have another gas geyser. So Clem, he's not going for a 3-base all-in. He's not going for an 8-racks. We should soon be seeing a 4th command center. So again, he is taking up. You can see the rotation over towards the new 4th base of Solar. Does rotate over. Well, he wants the Queens. Stims in. Oh! Okay, stims forward. Bailing speed is not yet done. Finishing up in 10 seconds. Flamey's tempted. Tempted to dive. He gets 1, he gets 2. Oh, he gets 2 Queens. Bailing speed just now finishes. And oh, does pick up in time. Just barely. Picks up, pulls away. Ling run by Zelwith. There's a 4th command center. I will say the 4th CC is a little bit late for Clem, but outside of that, I mean, he's still trading very nicely. And hot pickup out of Clem. He's been trading well, doesn't get the 4th base, but does get Queens, Lings, Banelings, denies more creep. That's every active tumor going down on the right-hand side. And as he picks up, he denies the 5th. He's in position, denies the 5th base, confirms saturation at the 4th. Stimming forward, pulling Solar apart, and Solar just cannot keep up. Not like this. Oof. Trying to build up into Ling Hydra. Does catch all these Marines, though. Okay. Clem does somewhat overextend, but no, he gets a mineral line. He gets in. Bailing's oh my god, he's not paying attention. Massive connections here at the 4th base. Ooh, Solar, he's holding. He's barely holding on. He does defend. He's still on the back foot, though. The journey of the economy is still not ideal for Solar. And Clem is rallying. Clem is rallying everything over. He wants the 4th base. He knows how close he is to breaking. Solar has made a couple of missteps here towards the end. Oh my god. But it's fine. It's fine. It's perfectly fine, Papi. Ay, ay, ay. Line shots are popping off. Again, there's barely any creep. There's 0 active tumors. Yeah, he wants the Hydras. The Hydras are exposed. Oh, more banelings do trickle in. Just in time. Banelings have arrived. Solar, he's barely hanging on. He's barely holding on back. And he does spot the drops. Solar, he reacts, he responds, he's in position. Defends back at home, but the forward base is exposed. Oh. My shot doesn't go off. Nice target firing at a Clem. Drags the army into Widow Mines. So again, Lings get shut down. Clem trying to catch reinforcements. Clem should be the first to max out. Oh my god. Again, the mine shots are brutal. Going back in, takes the center expansion. Planetary's already done. Now getting a 5th base. Oh. Okay. Jesus. The little ones that do more friendly fire. They take down a decent chunk of Marines. Shout out to the mines working for Solar. I mean, they had to at some point. Like these, like the Widow Mines shots have been brutal this game. They've been insane. Once again, Clem forcing a fight out in the open, forcing a fight off of creep. Oh, not paying attention here, focusing on the drop. We'll take some banelings to the face. Something finally going Solar's way. Okay. Again, a really rough time to pan away from the army. Clem getting punished. Solar, he has a little bit of momentum here, but Clem, he still has an overwhelming army. Clem is still holding on. Solar, it's all or nothing here. He's going for it. Oh my god. But the mine shots are connecting. Banelings are rolling in. Boys being pulled away. SCVs, they should be going down. And it's all or nothing for Solar. He's going for the kill. Oh my god, mine shots connect. Banelings get into the middle line. 29 SCVs going down. 30 SCVs. But is that enough damage? Yes, he does cripple the economy of Clem. That is true. But this army can't fight. No, he cannot fight head on. He will lose everything. The Hydras go down. There's no banelings, and without banelings, there's no defense. GG gets called, and Clem will take game number 2. GG. Whew. GG, well played. You can see how frail and fragile that composition is for Solar, sticking with Lingbane Hydra. Without banelings, the Hydras, they're just made out of paper. They just crumble before the bio. GG, well played. Once he ran out of banelings, that was it. Against Solar, he was hyper committed. He was basically borderline all in towards the end there, pushing all the way into the natural. Either he killed Clem or he died trying. Did die trying. GG. GG, well played. Whew. With that, Clem does take a 2-0 lead, and now we're getting to game number 3. Let's go. Jumping to game 3. And I'm hoping that we have a back and forth. I'm hoping that we're able to embrace another game, but it's been a very intense series so far. And I mean, game 1 was very close, very clutch, very back and forth. I would say that here in game 2, Clem was a lot more comfortable, There were like 2 big moments where Clem wasn't paying attention to his drop or his army. It did take some massive banelings to the face that made the game closer than it otherwise needed to be. But despite that, Clem still had the advantage, still had momentum, and still did take it. GG. GG, well played. And here we go. As we're getting into our next game and spawning in the top right-hand corner here of White Rabbits, we have the French Terran player, we have the blue Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Zerg player. We have the red Zerg representing Team Falcons. It is Solar. We go. As we're getting to the third and potentially final game, I see someone asking in the chat, is this live? Yes. Yes. It's live. If it's a replay, it will be in the stream. Egg. Here we go, Clem, he is going to be opening up, and welcome to White Rabbit. So White Rabbit is a much larger map in the map pool. When it comes to the other maps that we were emphasizing, referring to Title Citadel, referring to Tourmaline, some of these more open aggressive maps, this is where I maybe would have favored Solar if he had gone for something more assertive and more aggressive. Here, as we load into White Rabbits, I feel like Clem is going to be much more comfortable. Again, the second, third, and fourth, and fifth base are much more secure here on White Rabbit compared to Title Citadel, compared to Tourmaline. On these other maps where they're more exposed, we have seen these more chaotic game states between Solar and Clem. Here, I feel like Clem's going to be a little more comfortable, but we'll see. We'll see how Solar will adjust, how he will approach Clem on a much more macro map. As I'm going to be more concerned for Solar here. He had a decent chance to bring it back and to actually take it to Clem in the first two games, but now we're loading into some of the more defensive maps out there. Oh boy. Here we go. What I will say about White Rabbit is that to counteract how much more defensive these maps are, or this map is compared to the others, the distance between your own third and fourth base is quite long, so the rotations between the bases are going to be a little bit more awkward here. I will say that, but you have the high ground, you have the terrain helping you as well. Because these rocks being up in between the bases, it does make it more awkward to rotate between them, as the aggressing player, I mean. And we have seen Terran players actually take this forward base as a third, even as as across the map. For example, Clem takes a natural, then expands forward to this third base, and then behind him takes his fourth as a much more secure fourth base instead. So we have seen that on White Rabbit. We'll see. As he can, of course, knock down these rocks and defend both bases. But here we go. For now, we do have a third CC before Starport. Economic build here by Clem. Oh, and Solar, he's going for a Ling Flood. We have 16 Lings on the way. Bold move. Bold move here by Solar. He's going to commit to Lings. They do skirt around the edge of the map. They do avoid the Reaper. Oh, he sees. Does spot a couple of Lings. Nice hold position. The hold position micro to hide the Lings. And here we go. Here comes the Ling Flood. Solar is rushing across the map. And Clem, did he notice something was a little bit off? Has yet to. Yeah, Hellions move out. They're not having to defend. Lings are moving in. Clem is racing back home. Does lift in time. But what about the SCVs? Yeah, what about the SCVs? They are going to pull away to the Hellions. Nice kiting. Nice control here by Clem. Losing 3 SCVs so far. Has to pull the boys. Losing a 4th. Losing almost a 5th. Yeah, 5, a 6, a 7. Oh my god. 7 SCVs go down. Nice damage here by Solar. He wants one more. He gets one more. 8, 9. Oh god, this is getting out of hand. 10? 10 SCVs. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, critical damage early on here by Solar. That one Ling got 3 extra SCVs towards the end. And Clem is in a rough position. He's in a rough position. The pressure is on. He has to get some counter damage. Here we go. Here come the Hellions and Banshees. But the pressure is on Clem. And true, I mean, this is a larger map, so make use of that by hiding those Lings. Did successfully hide the Lings. Did skirt around the edge. As Clem, he doesn't find a way in so far. The queens are keeping up, and Solar, he will enjoy an economic lead. He'll enjoy an economic advantage. As Clem is securing his third base, building up his bio, getting into stim. And thankfully, Clem, he at least keeps his Hellions alive. So even though he hasn't found any damage yet, he still has potential to find some damage. So still has the Hellions threatening. You can see Solar, he's ready for the run by. He's ready at the natural. Oh, and he is going into roaches. Okay. For the first time this series, we have a Roach Warren, 1/1 upgrades, and getting into Roach speed as well. Let's go. As roaches are building up. Now, again, because Solar has the lead and has advantage, he may even just go for a 1/1 roach timing. He may just build up, get a fourth base just for larva, cut workers at 69, and just focus on this one big push. Look to end the game early, knowing that Clem is still recovering. As the creep is spreading forward. Roaches are popping out. We'll see if Solar joins up any further. He's still on 69. Nice. And he has more. Yeah, he's just going for it. He's going for the kill. He's going for the throats. The queens are going to be setting up the highway across the map. We're hitting with 1/1. It's all or nothing for Solar. He's going for an all-in. So it's going to be a 3-base roach all-in. The 4th base is just for larva. It's just for larva. There's only 2 drones here. And the hope is for Solar to end the game. Clem is being proactive. He's pushing out. This is going to help Solar somewhat. As Clem, he'll have a... Yeah, GG. GG gets called. Links get across the map, and Clem completely out of position. Solar fights back, puts a point on the board. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Solar does put a point on the board. Again, just a really rough start for Clem. For Clem to lose 10 SCVs at the start of the game, that is almost game-ending damage. That is critical. That is critical damage. Clem, he has to do some counter damage. We saw the Hellions failed to get anything done across the map. The Banshees also didn't get anything done either. And Solar was going for the Roach all-in as the follow-up to make sure that he could just end the game. GG. So GG, well played. Oh. As we're getting into game number 3. Here we go. Here we go. We're getting to the next game. Here we're going to be loading into Winter Madness. Let's go. Winter Madness is another one of these larger maps, but we did see that Solar, despite the larger map, was able to be a little bit cheeky, was able to sneak out across the map. We'll see if he has something else in store for us here for Winter Madness. Let's go. Let us go. So we are getting into Winter Madness here. And again, this is going to be a more defensive map as well. It's going to be much, and this, even compared to White Rabbits, it's going to be much easier here to defend on 4 bases. But we'll see if Clem can actually secure himself and get into the early mid-game here. We'll see. As spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Winter Madness, we have the French Terran player. We have the blue Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. Still 1 game away from claiming the series, and spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the South Korean Zerg player. We have the Red Zerg representing Team Falcons. It is Solar. 1 game away from tying things up. Let's go. Let us go. And welcome to Winter Madness. Winter Madness is, so far in this series, the most defensive map in the map pool. Maybe even, not just in this series, maybe even the entire map pool, actually. I'm thinking I'm comparing Winter Madness to White Rabbit, mainly, to be honest. Here we have our natural, we have the triangular third, and we have the linear fourth base. This 4-base setup here, again, the bases themselves are close together. Likewise, we have some more narrow choke points coming into the bases as well. So turtling up and defending on 4 bases is much easier here on Winter Madness. This is mainly applicable for Protoss in PvZ. It's like Protoss, they can set up on 4 bases. Terran can also decide to be more defensive as well, but Clem is typically more of an aggressive and active player. He may even decide to expand towards Solar as well. Curious to see how he does expand, if he does take this low ground base at any point. I'm curious. Here we go. You could also argue that maybe smaller maps would favor Clem just because he is more of an aggressive and active player. Not necessarily one to just slow things down and back off and turtle up. He's not like Maru, for example, who is known for just being more defensive and slowing the game down. So here we go. Winter map. Yeah, I appreciate, as you can see, it's a little bit faint, but there is snow falling. There's snow falling all over the place. It's nice aesthetically. So Clem does set up. Behind it should be setting up for his third CC. Reaper does get in, and so far not bad. Does force out a Spore. And he wants that drone. Forcing out a Gas Geyser. Doesn't kill anything, but does force some wasted resources and delayed mining time. Not bad. So not bad here from Clem. Behind this, we have a straight up 1-1-1. Okay, hyper aggression out of Clem here. For the first time this series, I believe, no third CC. So going for the fastest starport. With this going into Reactor to Reaper. From here, we can go into Banshees. You can go for an Armory and go for a Hellbat push as well. But Clem is much more committed. He's much more committed this time. So here comes that cloak, here come the Hellions. Oh, does try to pick in. Once again, denies mining. Denies mining of natural. A lot of denied mining, actually, only for 2 Hellions. Very nice, and the Hellions, they do get away. They do pull out. Again, we're still waiting to see any further tech here. Ah, it does go for the swap, okay. Does swap out of Hellions. He built up to soon to be only 4. Okay. Stopping at 4, going for the delayed third CC. And we'll see if we can find more. As he's still sharking around. Banshee moves out. Observer does, sorry, the Overlord does spot the Banshee. Sola is aware. He's on patrol. There are the Spores. Spores are being thrown down, and Clem, he did find some damage, which was nice. It was mainly inadvertent. It was mainly denied mining time, but nothing major here. So I'm not so sure if this was quite worth it, as Clem's third base is late. It's a late third. Due to the earlier Banshees. Banshees, it gets 1 drone so far. Second Banshee's on the way. So far, Clem, he does. Oh, threaten a dive. So far, Banshees, they go for the Queens. Hellions, it's a one-way trip. They're getting cornered. Yeah, the Lings, they were ready. Ay. Sola, he read the dive. He cleans up all the Hellions. Yeah, not worth it here for Clem. Goes where the Hellions does catch a couple of transferring workers. Gets 2 drones. That's something. but not good enough. And Solar going into a Spire. Okay. You have my attention. Mutas are on the way. I didn't take note of the fact that there are no Evo Chambers, right? No Evo Chambers, no 1-1. Delayed upgrades in favor of Mutas. Bold move by Solar. Bold move, but honestly, I do really like this. I do really like this, considering the fact that Clem, he delayed his own economy. His own economy is delayed. Clem going to his own Bio tank, not Widowmine this time. And so far, Clem has been able to... he hasn't seen anything. Scout has been denied. Didn't see the main base. Didn't check behind the natural. Clem is in the dark. And we'll see if Solar can get away with this. As here come the first wave of Mutas. Mutas are coming. Now, this is coinciding with the push. Clem is moving out. He's going to strike the 4th base. Remember that the Ling Bane is going to be weaker for Solar as he delayed his upgrades. Ling Bane is weaker. But despite that, I mean, there's not really... Clem, he may just break through. Yeah, he goes to the Queens. Gets 1, 2 Queens go down. And Bailey's at waddle in. No Bailey speed. Remember, it's all delayed. Mutas are revealed. Oh my god. And Solar's being punished. Yeah, he's being punished for going Muta. 10 seconds away from Bailing speed. All the Bailings are targeted down. And Marines, they hold their own. They hold their own. They take down all 4 Queens. Oh my god. Brutal pickups here. All 4 Queens go down. Nice trades by Clem. And Clem, he's rallying. He's rallying across. He wants to end the game. Again, there are 0 Bailings. They're just now morphing in. There's 4 Bailings on the way. And without Bailings, there's no defense. Yeah, there is going to be no defense. Mutas are trying to hold on. Marines, they unload in time. Bailing speed is done. Clutch transfuse. Yeah, very clutch transfuse. And barely we're holding on. Whew. Nice target firing. Let's focus on every single Bailing. He's up all the Lings. He wants the Mutas. And Solar, he does hold, he does survive. He saves the base, but at a cost. Whew, lost 4 Mutas, lost all 4 Queens. So Queens are being rebuilt. He's rebuilding. Clem has to back up behind this, switching into Widowmine production. He needs those mines. And so far, no counter damage dealt yet for Solar. Pressure's on. He needs to find some damage here. He will delay the 4th, okay. 4 CC's delayed. He up. Oh, he does get the medevac. Medevac goes down. Mutas into the main base. There's no turret protecting the production. That's on Clem. And no turret in the main base. SCVs are going down, getting 5 SCVs so far. Clem setting up a trap. Oh, is he paying attention? No! He almost 2. 2 Mutas get caught. Ay, ay, ay. Nice trap by Clem. Caught out the Mutas. Clem is still holding his own. Still holding his own. He's pushing out, this time with Widow Mines. Remember, the creep is lacking here because of all those Zed Queens. The creep is lackluster. Clem pushing in. In a couple of seconds, he will have an upgrade advantage, but he doesn't have it yet. Does take down all the active tumors. And doesn't waste the Widowmine shots. Widowmine pulls away. Mutas, they try to catch reinforcements. Thor is here. Oof. And Mutas, they get punished. And again, this is a very fragile army. Going into Ling Bane Muta like this, it's built to harass. The Mutas, they're not really built to fight like this, not head on. Yeah, Mutas are coming in from behind. Oh my god, the mine shots! The Widow Mines swap up, and Clem has done it. Clemmy breaks on through. Mutas is trying to go for a backstab. They cannot fight. Nice spread, nice splits. Bailings, they do nothing, and Clem has done it. Clem, he has done it. One good fight is all he needed. And Solar cannot keep up. It was bold to go into Mutas like this, and hey, they're killing some SCVs, but it doesn't matter. Oh god. Yeah, GG gets called. Clemmy takes some Bailings to the face, but it's fine. He will take the series 3-1, becoming this week's PiGosaur Cup champion. GG. Whew, GG, well played. Congratulations here. Congratulations to Clem as it does claim the series. Again, bold move for Soul to go into mutas. It is more viable nowadays to go into muta play. That is true. And hey, it went unscouted. It went unscouted. He was able to hide the Spire, hide his tech, get away with the mutas. Unfortunately, again, like Clem was still good, just going for a standard move out anyway, going for his bio tank push. Does move out, and we saw that Solar had to defend without baiting speed. He had slow banes to defend, he had a handful of queens, handful of lings, he had to reveal his mutas ahead of time as well to survive, and he lost so much in that defense. It also gave Clem the time he needed to prepare back at home and just keep that pressure up. As we tried to mention, mutas that built to harass are not built to defend. They cannot fight head on. If they try, I mean, you saw they crumble, and Clem was hyper aggressive once he realized what was going on. GG. GG, well played. He just didn't let up, and with that, Clem will take the series. He will be our champion. Congratulations. My condolences to Solar, but I mean, Solar, he did make it to the finals, and he even beat MaxPax to get here, so he was able to hold his own, and Solar did still have an impressive run to make it to the finals. Likewise, I can even see game 1 and game 2 going in favor of Solar. Like, the first 2 games were very chaotic and very wild, especially game 1, right? Game 1 was so close and so clutch on Taito Citadel. It was, I would say, the game of the series, to be honest. Game 1 was crazy. To see the comeback of Clem, like, that was Solar's game. Solar, he should have won on Taito. Like, he had a massive lead, a massive advantage. He had the bases, the economy, the army, but Clem, he clawed his way back in. If you missed it, if you only tune in towards the end, I highly recommend watching game 1. It was, again, the game of the series. GG. GG, well played. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. We do appreciate it, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for some more StarCraft. Heading on over here to our weekly schedule. Bam. We have our schedule, and you can see that we have this evening off. Technically, we could have a cast this evening, but intentionally so, we want to take things slow and take things easy. I do have some Kung Fu Cup replays. Kung Fu Cup has been running for the past couple of days, and we could cast some Kung Fu Cup, and I could even have some morning casts as well on Saturday and Sunday. But I'll be honest, I have not been sleeping well. Like, it's been brutal. Casting in the morning, and also looking after the bunnies in the evening as well, so I have not been getting much sleep, and I've been very fatigued and falling a little bit behind when it comes to editing VODs and scheduling VODs and all that good stuff. So there's a lot of work to catch up on, and I'd like to get around to that at some point. So for the next couple of days, only one cast a day, and hopefully we can catch up with said work. Hopefully. So yeah, GG, well played. Otherwise, thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in, and most likely we're going to be scheduling some Kung Fu Cup replays probably next week or sometime in December. We'll get around to it. Otherwise, thanks for watching, thanks for the support. Again, the next class is going to be tomorrow evening for Masters 1 Open. That is our monthly tournament for Masters players, and we have our Open Cup on Sunday as well for the Tuna Cup. Tuna Cup is on Sunday. When it comes to other content here on the channel, or when it comes to my personal stream, I have been laddering on a daily basis, but that also hasn't been helping when it comes to trying to catch up on work. So I'm probably not going to stream today. Probably not going to ladder today. I'll take the evening off, and when I say take it off, I mean I mean just work and catch up on all the VODs. Otherwise, thanks for watching, thanks for the support, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Otherwise, stick around. We're going to be giving another StarCraft streamer a raid. Also, do consider following us on all the socials, !socials in the chat. You'll get a link to our social media: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Discord. All things CranKy Ducklings. We do upload on YouTube on a daily basis. That's what I was in regards to. That's what I was referring to. I do have to upload some, sorry, I do have to schedule some VODs. I usually try to schedule VODs like a month ahead of time, but I think right now I'm like only 2 weeks ahead, and it's slowly catching up. It's slowly creeping up on me, so I gotta get back to scheduling VODs. We'll be doing that right after this, after getting some breakfast. Otherwise, who's streaming? Who is live at the moment? Also, you can help support us via Patreon, !Patreon in the chat. If you want to help support us, you can do so via Patreon. All that money goes towards our tournaments. It all goes towards the prize pool of Tuna Cup, and Masters 1 Open and Sparkling Tuna Cup as well. So you can help support us there. Otherwise, Patches is streaming, Bomyoja is streaming, El Huevito. Let's give some love to El Huevito. Baby. The eggs. We'll give him some love. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for some more StarCraft over the weekend. Until then, ciao, papi, ciao. Hasta luego. See you next time.